Johnson will be credited with the 77 games that he has coached for Pop in the last years, and Pop will have a decrease of 32, making his all-time record wins now at 1,390. In the MLB, the starters have been announced for the All-Star game. There are no Rangers or Astros named as positional starters. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! Whoop, whoop! It's a small Friday, but it's kind of Friday, man.
A medium Friday.
No, it's full-on Friday. Act as if.
I mean,
There you go.
there's only one way to do it on a Friday, baby. Yay.
You're working tomorrow. You're getting time and a half. So
Yeah,
act as
baby. Happy birthday, America. Happy early birthday.
Oh, the fireworks were popping last night.
Oh, the big
Already going off.
the big hot dog eating contest is where it's ready
As it should be with our boy back in contention after eating all that fake food.
on Netflix. Well, remember last year he sat out because he did a Netflix special instead.
Well, because he did that, he signed a deal with that miracle burger,
Impossible
impossible
meat.
stuff, fake food, as we call it.
Yeah, but now he's back in the saddle, eating hot dogs, which are basically fake food anyway.
Tube meat.
Still good.
Yeah.
I like it, though.
Do you like hot dogs?
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Man, it's not an
I
everyday
don't eat
thing,
them all
but
the time. I mean,
even an average
you know.
hot dog is still pretty good. But a great hot dog is worthy.
I just like mustard, relish, and onions. I don't like sauerkraut. Ugh. I can't do sauerkraut.
I love sauerkraut.
I can't do that.
I love chili.
Yeah.
I can do just plain mustard if I need. I
Yeah,
can do
man.
mustard, relish, onions,
It's a glorious
sauerkraut,
thing.
chili, cheese. But the problem, my least favorite part of every hot dog is the actual hot dog itself because I don't trust it.
Well, you have to buy quality. I wouldn't just buy the snoots
Oh, well, first of all,
and
I
poops.
never buy hot dogs to eat at my house.
See, we do.
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
if I buy a
I
hot
buy
dog,
all-
I'm at a ball game or something.
No, we'll
buy
buy them.
beef
I eat them at
Franks.
home, but
Yeah.
we buy the kosher ones.
Oh,
I figure, you know.
Well, we always put the weenies in our fideo, so we always buy beef franks.
Me too.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then
I mean,
cut up
if
with
you're buying
tomatoes.
kosher, you're not buying pork.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I prefer like a sausage. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, give me if it's like a real sausage, like a
Like a kielbasa?
sausage.
Yeah.
See, that's different, though.
well, I'll
Yeah,
eat
that
that
is different.
like a hot
brat
dog.
or a sausage is an entirely different thing than a dog.
Yeah.
It requires different bread,
And turns
different
into
prep.
it turns into a wrap.
I'm all
pretty
right with
much.
that. I'm all right with
the
that.
sausage.
No, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's an entirely different food.
I'll put it on
to
a
me.
bun and eat it the same way.
I know, but you need a crispier bun for a thicker piece of meat.
Eh. Meh.
Oh, you do. I mean, or it ends up being like a sausage wrap. The bun just gets you.
Did you eat hot dogs when you were a kid?
Oh yeah.
Like they were probably they weren't kosher good hot dogs back then. They were probably like
Well, they were the finest HEB had to offer.
okay.
They were the Park Manor.
I was gonna say what do they call bar
Hill
S
Country
Franks
Fair.
or whatever?
No, Park Manor.
There was Park Manor.
Man, I haven't heard that word in a
That's
minute.
what I'm saying. That's in the Hill Country Fair back when it really wasn't that good.
Yeah, I won't eat that. I won't eat.
Oh no, I grew up. We ate hot dogs. That potted meat product. We had to clear that layer of fat off the top. We had
Oh,
that.
yeah. I remember
Devil's
eating that.
food or whatever. Yeah, we had that stuff is beyond belief.
Sometimes my dad would be up in the deer blind.
Oh yeah, that's where I started eating it.
He'd pull out just a raw ass hot dog.
Oh no, I couldn't do that.
Oh, I could do that. I'll
That's
eat it like
just
that.
a raw hot dog. No, I have to have it prepared somehow. No, I'd microwave
this was
it.
just no. There was no microwave. This was just
No, I can't.
out
do
of
that.
the cooler, straight out of the pack. Here you go, son.
Yeah.
Back in the
Like
late
it
70s.
was beef jerky.
Back in the late 70s, we had a friend that was going on an Alaskan hunting trip. And back then, I guess there wasn't a whole lot of, the prep foods stuff that you can get now on any kind of expedition. So what he took with him to go on this elk and bear hunt was 3 cases of Vienna sausages.
That's
3 of
I was going to say.
I don't know.
Can
that
you
have
imagine
your
having
kid-
to exist on that?
Have your kids ever eaten Vienna sausage?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mine have not.
Well, see, there used to be, when my kids were little, you would buy the baby version of the Vienna sausage because it was really soft and they could So they
Can
started.
you buy
on-
that in the store today if I wanted?
I guarantee you, if you can still buy Spam, you can buy a Vienna sausage or Viennies, as they were called down
I
south.
grew up on Spam.
What's better, Vienna sausage or Spam, you think? If you had to eat a can.
I'll tell you something. I've never had Spam.
Oh.
Man,
I
love Spam.
I
Spam and
regret
eggs?
it. It's not
Ooh.
like I would turn it down, but it's just never been in my household. And we grew up with gross meat. Like I said, I had that deviled ham.
Like that potted ham.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
My mother would buy that, and we'd
No,
have it on
what was it,
crackers. Oh,
What was it called?
it was like fat, and the lips were ground together.
Yeah, and the eyeballs and the
Yeah, oh.
eyelids and
So
everything.
we had all the gross meats, but we didn't have Spam for whatever reason.
Spam is upscale gross meat.
But in
Hey.
Hawaii though,
Oh, yeah, they love it there.
so I guess
Yeah.
to my knowledge, I've never eaten Spam.
Yeah.
Well,
Like in the Deep South, they like fried bologna is like
Oh,
a delicacy. And in Hawaii, fried Spam is like a big deal.
Is there a big difference? See, I always kind of assumed it tasted like bologna, and I like fried bologna.
yeah, Spam and eggs is the way to eat it.
I'm
Now,
not
would
against it.
you ever eat cold Spam?
I think I have done it.
Like
Same
just
thing with-
open a can and just eat it?
start eating
Can
it.
you eat it?
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's already produce.
Yeah.
already boiled.
I mean, it's in
and
a can.
It's
yeah,
already
of
been
course.
battered into submission. Yeah.
Any canned food, you're supposed to be able to just pop open and eat, right?
See, growing
Like
up
that's why
that,
you
yeah.
would that's why you would store canned goods, right?
I assume
Presumably
that is
they're
a-
just
that is a correct statement.
okay. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
could. It's just
That's why when I got COVID, I was fine because I grew up on Spam.
See,
drinking from the
I'm
hose,
not-
eating Spam out of
I'm
a can.
not trying
Yep.
to downgrade it. I just have never had it and
Yeah.
never had the
You need to
opportunity
try
to
it.
get
They-
it.
I'll tell you
They
what, man.
still sell it.
Let's
Go get
bring in some tortillas and make Spam tacos.
Well, that's why I
Yeah.
felt like if it was any good,
There would be a
over
breakfast
my
taco made over it.
lifetime, a taco somewhere would have Spam and eggs tacos. And in my life, and
They
there
do.
might be
Hold on. I think I
if
ran
there's
into-
one in town, that might be a worthy expedition because that would be the best way to start off my Spam journey.
I don't know that you'd get the. I don't know that you'd get the full experience. Here you go. Maria's Cafe on Nagalitos is known for their Spam, bean, and egg tacos.
All right, here we
See?
go.
And I bet if
you have to
That
have egg
sounds
with
actually
it.
pretty good.
You have to have egg with it.
I
too.
think if you went-
I'm used to that taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I've seen some of these like
How else would you eat it?
there's like Hawaiian restaurants like
I've seen it in sushi, but I don't
Yeah.
like sushi,
Yeah.
so
oh,
that's why I've never had it
Oh, yeah. I don't eat sushi.
because I don't
either.
go out. I don't.
you don't eat sushi either?
I just never liked it. My
mean,
wife,
I'll
my
eat it,
wife
but-
and daughter just eat sushi all day.
I'll eat it
I
if that's
can't.
the only thing there, but
So
I'm not gonna go out of my way to eat a bunch of.
Like we're about to go to Oxnard,
Yeah, I know it,
and we're gonna go to Nobu with
yeah,
Jara.
and I'll eat it there. I don't dislike it. It's just not the first thing on my list.
Okay.
It's just not. It doesn't hit my palate the way that other things do. So, not that I don't enjoy it, and I can certainly appreciate good sushi but for the most part, average sushi does not appeal to me.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I mean, I ain't looking for grocery store.
Well, I know you're a connoisseur. I've been with you, and I've had great sushi with you. But it's just not the first thing I pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no sushi on 4th of July.
No, I would not. And never have fish on Monday
Oh, no.
anywhere.
no.
Oh, because it's probably old from the
Yeah, it hasn't
weekend.
been there's been no fish arrived since Thursday, so you're getting everything that's left.
Well, I mean, what if you live on the coast?
Anthony Bourdain, the man we all trust as a sage. After his death, he became a sage of wisdom and words.
He and Kobe.
And yes, exactly.
And now, most recently, O.J. Simpson.
And now we have many of the words that we can live by. And Anthony Bourdain, in his Book of Commandments, said, "Never eat fish in a restaurant on Monday."
Okay.
So I've lived by that.
O.J. says if the glove
If it does not
glove
fit,
does not fit, you must acquit.
You must
Actually, I
acquit.
think that was Johnny Cochran who said that, but we attribute it to O.J. anyway.
And order the halibut. It didn't really rhyme, but it's something I have lived by.
But
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit and order the halibut. And I've lived by that.
Stab her in the mouth. Don't order the trout.
Don't order the trout. It's those little things that get us through life. It's the little life hacks that those that have been before us kind of give us, and just carry it with us.
Kill his bitch ass, but don't eat sea bass.
So there you go. See, when the waiter hears that,
thanks,
he knows.
Juice.
that's a good one.
He knows
Yes.
this guy is wise beyond his years.
Yes. All right. You know what?
What do we got today?
We do have some. We will take a look at the betting odds for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest coming up tomorrow.
Do we have both winning and losing and totals?
Yes.
See, the totals is where the money's at.
I'm going to tell you, I've got an idea.
Have you ever interviewed any of these people?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I've had Joey Chestnut on once or twice. So we did Kobayashi one year, and then there's a woman that's actually that we've had on a couple of times.
Yes.
This is a profession. This isn't just like a weekend, like, hey, Marge, I'll be back on Monday. Hopefully I'll win the trophy. These guys travel the world, and they all have their peculiar specialties. Now, this is kind of the Super Bowl, but if you think of all of the county fairs around the United States and all the eating contests for the typical, like the local fair, like you'd think at some point in our past for the Strawberry Festival, there's probably been a strawberry eating contest. Well, these guys travel the country with appearance fees, eating crazy things for a living.
Yeah.
And you'll talking to them, they go, well, yeah, I'm pretty good with the grains and the fishes, but I don't do beef very well. They're that good and know their bodies well, and how they can manage shoveling food down their gullet.
Well, there's a fella named James Webb, who is if there are two markets for the hot dog champion. There is the Joey Chestnut market, and there's the winner without Joey Chestnut market.
Right.
Because Joey Chestnut is minus 1,800.
He's your Tom Brady of the eaters.
He's your odds-on favorite.
He's the GOAT.
18-time champion.
But if you go over to the non-Joey Chestnut realm, yes, the guy who won last year, a fella named Patrick Bertoletti, is your favorite. But there's this guy named James Webb who's Australian.
Oh, we have a dark horse.
And he wrecks every time he and Joey Chestnut have gone head-to-head.
Oh, really?
In chicken wings, this James Webb wrecks him. He's a chicken wing master.
We've got a young bull.
But again, chicken wings are not hot dogs. And Joey Chestnut,
very different.
Joey Chestnut says, I can't beat this guy in chicken wings. His technique is too good.
Impeccable.
It's too refined.
He's the Mike Tyson of eating.
But Joey Chestnut, some would say that that's his skill with the hot dog.
Now, have you done eating contests?
I have.
I've done one. I did a wing eating contest.
Mm-hmm.
I lost to Raulito and Spurs Jesus.
How many did you eat?
I don't know. After about the third one, I began to be afraid I was going to choke myself. I genuinely had a fear that I was going to gag, like choke myself. So I called off the dogs. I ate as fast as I could, but I knew I was outclassed pretty quick. Yeah. I've never done it since.
I did it at my very first radio station, and the dial position was 1530. It used to be the ESPN radio station in Austin. Okay. And so we were at a God, I forget what the name of this place is called, but either way, it was like Wings and Things or one of those.
Was it all drums, all flats?
No.
See, ours were all drums.
Okay. Well, that's an easy one because
you can just like
I just pull them off and pop like a popper.
I don't think we were allowed to pull it off with our mouths. I think you had to.
No, I'm talking about with your hand.
What I'm saying, I don't think we were allowed to do that.
Oh, that's how I did. Well,
I don't think we could use our hand.
We had 15 and a half minutes.
Uh-huh.
And I ate 97 wings.
Oh, God.
And I didn't win.
Oh.
Yeah, a guy ate well over 100 wings in 15 and a half minutes.
Jethro Bodine sitting next to you.
And then I went and threw up. And my
no reversals, man.
I had already lost. I'd already lost.
Oh, man.
And while I was
the old 96er.
While I was throwing up, the afternoon show guy was in there. He was recording me throwing up. On back then we didn't have like cell phone cameras,
right.
So we had like a flip cam, like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
There was a
flip
It was a
video.
USB camera. Yeah. And he was watching, and he was talking to me, and then you just hear him. He started throwing up too.
No. And then it turns into a carnival.
That's exactly what it was.
I didn't reverse.
No.
But it's one of the worst things I've ever done. I remember being humiliated and embarrassed and just ready to get out of there.
I used to do a lot of food challenges.
I used to, in my day, felt like I could eat, but no, I can't.
I ate a burrito that was, about the size of a baby.
I don't know at what point I cross that river.
And then
Well, I would put it in front of me. I will finish it.
Yeah.
I'm no longer there. And
I'm
proud of
not
that.
there anymore either. I also used to do the food challenges that were heat related.
No, see.
I don't do that anymore. My body is like, no, man.
no.
Why are you doing this?
No.
And my wife is usually the one who's like, why would you do this to yourself? You know what's going to happen.
I am genetically
Or the hot chip challenge.
No,
I don't
see.
understand why people do
no,
that.
and I'm predisposed. I'm white.
I'm
hard
Mexican and I
enough.
don't do it.
I'm
I'm supposed to tolerate the jalapeno.
I can handle more than your average bear, but nothing like that.
Oh,
All right.
not doing that.
We'll talk that. We got plenty more to discuss. The latest in the NBA. Start to look ahead to a little bit of football as well. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, looks like this road work on 35 on the northeast side of town. Northbound Tupperwine to Padbooker Road, they are in the process of picking up those construction cones. A stall at 90 westbound General Hudnell, now off to the shoulder. On a 35 upper level, this is downtown, southbound Alamo to Laredo Street. That's closed with some ongoing road work. And southbound 35 Olympia Parkway to 1604 Selma area, road work right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association Outlaw
Nitro Series
is back.
5 events, 4 locations, 1 explosive season.
Funny cars, promos.
You are in the stands.
Get your tickets now at IHRA.com. It's IHRA.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school. In stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In store, online, and on the app. In 23 while supplies last.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
John, what do you think about these tariffs? What do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The prices on used cars have suddenly come up because the cost has gone up. And at GiveMeTheVin.com, we're paying more. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com, put in your license plate, and see for yourself. We're paying more today than we were yesterday. Remember, the tariffs have raised the car prices, and we are paying extra. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. Sell us your car.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
At Natural Bridge Caverns, the passage of time and moving water have carved out a massive underground creation. Hidden Wonders, our newest cave tour. Watch thousands of lights reveal otherworldly sculptures in a massive canyon with a sound and light show finale. Or visit the largest of our 2 caverns with a discovery tour, winding through majestic rooms with incredible formations. Above ground, top off your adventure with a zip along the sky rails on our towering ropes course. Choose your adventure at naturalbridgecaverns.com.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
The only problem is That's a toothpick taco.
Yeah, it is.
That means it's good. If you need a
I
toothpick
know.
after you ate something good.
Man.
Yeah, I'm slow eating this second taco. It's so good. I don't want to finish it.
Dude, that is I'm a big believer. Like, if you say, what's your favorite breakfast taco? My go-to is carne asada.
Right.
But this,
we all change.
yeah, man. I think my palate, at least at Benny's, I think the carne a la Mex, a la Mexicana.
Well, this is better for me versus the carne guisada because of the flour.
I get it.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
know, so
It's delicious.
I'm starting to choose. As a matter of fact, my son yesterday, he was in Colorado. So up there's no taco places, right? So he works up there 2 weeks. He flies down. First thing he wanted were tacos. Yesterday, I told him, go to Benny's, get the carne guisada. He loved it. He loved the Alamex. I had one without the tortilla. And he goes, Dad, when did this place open? I said, I don't know. We found it.
It's been going about a year.
What, about a year now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so now that's his spot. But
This is not a
eats
paid
lot of
endorsement.
Mexican food before he goes back to Colorado.
Not a paid endorsement. They're just really
They're
good.
just really good.
Think about this. Imagine if you will, and this could be something you could eat, Vic.
Okay.
You get a bowl filled with lettuce. You dump about 3 or 4 tacos worth of a la Mex meat and peppers and onions in there,
I think Chipotle does this.
and then you put some cheese on it.
A little
Oh,
cheese.
that-
But I would do it.
that's
that's perfect.
And
what's
then
that called?
And then a clump of guac. Oh, man.
That's me.
That's
that's all me.
that's straight up paleo, right?
That's basically
That's your diabetes diet too.
yeah. What is it called? Like a tortilla bowl, but I don't eat the tortilla.
Right.
Man, that'd be so good.
I got that. I'm sorry, man. Sorry, doctor.
So I was gonna. So do y'all
I have
sell?
to have the tortilla.
I want a carne a la Mex, 5 pounds of meat only, please.
Yeah.
But I will say
That's
this:
it.
I'd get the a la Mex and have him soft fry an egg
That would be
on
good.
top of it.
Oh yeah,
That would be good.
that
We
would
might
be
be-
good, man. I love that.
Not that I'm trying to gild the lily.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot that could happen. A lot that we could do to. I mean, there's endless possibilities with that food. Now, I think more places should go to do that. I don't think enough. I don't think enough places have that on the menu. But
no, but that's what
I don't know,
separates the
but you know
greats
what?
from
They
the
might-
almost.
they might not be able to do it the right
That's what
way.
I'm saying.
you
That's
know.
what separates the greats from the almost, because the greats can do stuff like that.
Might not be able to do it the right way. All right. Yesterday, the big news happened. The big news. We've all been waiting for DeAndre Ayton to sign, and sure enough,
Landed as expected.
2-year deal with the Lakers. The Lakers heard everything Portland said. This dude's throwing a fit. He's a crybaby. He's a loser.
You're a real crumb bum.
That's what Portland said about him. And Rob Pelinka said, "Come on, crumb bum, come on down here."
Well, he probably used it to their advantage and saved a few pennies.
Yeah. Well, remember he got bought out,
Yeah.
so part of his money is going to be
for
paid
by
by
others, but
Portland. Yeah.
I'm not going to pay you what I thought I was going to pay you, evidently.
Yeah.
You're a child.
It says here, between Portland and L.A., Ayton will earn $34 million next year.
Is he? I know Anthony Bennett will go out as the biggest disappointment, non-injured number 1 overall. Well, he never got hurt. This Anthony Bennett was terrible.
Anthony Bennett was the worst.
Yeah, by far. And others, you could argue, even if healthy, were terrible picks. But you could always use the excuse that he got hurt.
Yeah.
Is DeAndre Ayton up there in the top 2 or 3 worst number 1 overalls ever?
Well, let's just think back to recent history, and we won't count. Let's say we don't count anything before Wemby or anything since Wemby, right? Because
Well, I mean,
like
just to
Zach
quantify.
Risachet, like who knows?
Yeah, yeah. There's some newbies that we won't know yet, but we also you do know pretty quick.
I do think Anthony Bennett is the king of the bad number
Just
1 picks.
literally by far, unscouted, unprepared, and unwilling to.
A guy that everyone will call a bust is Kwame Brown, but he played in the league for like 15 years.
Up until Ayton, I think it was Kwame Brown. So I think they're the 2 on the Mount Rushmore.
The one that I always jump out as is Andrea Bargnani.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he sucked.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But I can't. I mean, Markelle Fultz is better than DeAndre Ayton, right?
Well, he was in the top 3 or 4. He was in before Ayton. It was Kwame and Fultz, But Fultz was kind of rising because he actually improved. He kind of got out of the problems and turned himself into a player. But
what about Michael Olowokandi?
Oh, the Candy Man.
He was pretty bad, too.
That's pretty awful. Pretty damn
bad.
awful. For those that don't remember, he's a big man that played for the Clippers way back.
He was in 1998 is when he
David
came out.
would routinely just utterly destroy. In fact, I think it was on Olowokandi that David got his 71.
And
I think against the Clippers, yeah.
The year that that Michael Olowokandi went first, Vince Carter, Dirk, and Paul Pierce all got drafted after him.
He's certainly a contender. But I think Olowokandi probably is the closest comparison to Ayton because he did play in the league for a minute. And he always kind of started, but he was just never very good.
Well, to me, that's what Kwame Brown is. Kwame Brown was in the league from 2001 to 2013. That's a long career to say a guy's a bust.
Well, you'd get drafted number 1 overall.
Yeah, there is an expectation,
letter.
Sure. Yeah, I think he's certainly in that conversation for worst ones ever. And like the year that Bargnani went 1.
Oh man.
LaMarcus Aldridge went 2. Brandon Roy went 6.
What could have been?
Rajon Rondo, Kyle Lowry, Paul Millsap. Like,
it wasn't a great draft, but
it was pretty bad. You could have done better, certainly. DeAndre Ayton, that 2018 draft, it was like Luka, Jaren Jackson, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like Jalen Brunson, Trae Young, all these names you could have had.
He went first.
And he went first.
And was probably at the time. I don't think there was too many people think that was a mistake.
I think there's a lot of people who.
I think I think it's 2020. I think when you look at it, I mean, there was some discussion, but I don't remember it being like what a disaster.
Maybe not. But you know what? Who went number 2? Marvin Bagley the third. So it could have been worse. Like, you know, what if they would have taken Marvin Bagley first? Who knows? Could have been worse.
Well, what a lousy. Well, I guess back then the big men. That was the end of the big man era, probably that draft.
Yeah. Jaren Jackson
ended up working out. One that worked.
Yeah. He's one of the worst, but that's who's going to save the Lakers and is going to presumably keep LeBron in L.A., right?
They are better. I mean, I'm not going to say that they're worse today than they were yesterday.
Okay,
but
is DeAndre Ayton better than Jackson Hayes? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not. I mean, so it's a low bar, and if you can get him focused, there was a reason.
Better than Jackson Hayes,
but
probably.
See, when you start having to justify, when you go ifs and maybes, then you know you've made. Maybe it's the best of a bad situation, but given where they are, the Lakers can't be overly happy. But at the very least, they're better today.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not sure that's enough to kind of dance home with. And the more I've seen over the last 24 hours, I think I might have misread this whole LeBron thing. Everybody that's close to him seems to think that this whole thing is over, that he's going to be moved.
I'm telling you, I think it's a good possibility.
I get the sense I completely misread this, that this was really the Lakers have zero plan for him.
It seems that way,
and they're going to do whatever they can to get him going.
It's kind of mutual. I think it's like
I knew. You're right, and I didn't read the room right at all. And I think the signing the 52 turned out not to be, hey, I'm here to help. It turned out to be, if I don't sign this 52, I won't get this on the open market. I won't get 52.
Oh, I think he could have gotten 52.
I think it's a safety net, man.
I think, in fact, he signed for less than he could have to make his contract more movable.
Well, that might be part of it, but the sense that I'm getting is there hasn't been a lot of market for him. That they're not going to get the 4 number ones.
Oh no, I don't think that. I mean,
so they're going to have to shop him and find.
I think it's going to be very much like Durant.
And the 52 might be just an easy move. Like you can take the 52 on. You know exactly what you're due, but you're going to have to re-sign him. Those that were close, I think it was McMahon yesterday, the ESPN kind of writer, McMahon. He really said
Ed McMahon,
one of them.
Yes, yes.
That it's very apparent to those on the inside that the Lakers really just don't have any in the plans, and they were hoping that this would be his retirement year, that they would celebrate the end and do the whole thing.
Well, and then
he would fade off into the sunset.
He would be a Laker, and they could put a statue outside.
Exactly, and there'd be no fuss, no muss. And even if they lost him with no return, it would still be the end of the road. And he didn't want to do that.
No.
So they're going to have to try to make do. And, maybe do you think they should try to convince him to stay? I mean,
I think the problem is, and I think what LeBron sees also is like, Luka's not the best guy for him to be paired with.
No,
they have a lot of overlapping things.
The same things.
And LeBron when LeBron has been his best, he either young in his career when he was sort of the explosive rim runner type and he was paired with a point guard, or later in his career where he's been paired with a explosive rim runner type and he's been the point guard. That's what he's best suited for, and he's not really paired up with
the
that
guy
in
who
Luka.
dribbles the ball till 4 seconds left in the shot clock and you get to bail him out. No one likes that.
So I do think this is like I think it's going to end up being a mutual parting of ways.
I misread the room, man. I thought this was, hey, I'm staying. Just do your best because we should win. I've got me and Luka together, two of the greats of all time.
Because I really do also believe that LeBron sees the writing on the wall that even with Luka, this team is not beating Oklahoma City. Like, there ain't no way. They're not even really close, even with Luka.
I wonder when they'll pull the trigger. It's going to be a very delicate deal. You're gonna, because you're going to be very careful as the buyer to know exactly what you're getting, and more importantly, how long am I going to get it?
All right, we'll be right back. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health is my doctor. I met him as my weight loss consultant physician, and over the years at the Institute, I've moved all of my medical care to the building because, quite frankly, I've never been in a place like the Institute for Functional Health. I've never been around a group of medical professionals more excited to do what they do every day, and they do everything in the building. Weight loss just a component of the entirety of what Dr. Torres considered a functionally healthy human being. And weight loss being the first and foremost way to get there. If you're overweight, the myriad of things that you can fix once you start shedding the pounds is utterly amazing. And to be able to do it and hold on to that weight loss over years, over time, is the most important thing you can do to prolong your life. And if you're not interested in getting on the GLPs and taking shots and taking pills and all that, and you want to do it the old-fashioned way, lose the weight and still live your life, there's no better opportunity than with Dr. Torres. You can live your life, but you can prolong it and feel better after you lose the weight. Call him today. The number's 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. Go there. It'll ask you some important questions on how you want to live the rest of your life. If you're ready to change your life, ready to lose the weight, call Dr. Torres today. He will help you. And once you get skinny and come on by, you can thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, looks like this road work on 35 on the northeast side of town. Northbound Tupperwine to Petbooker Road, they are in the process of picking up those construction cones. A stall at 90 westbound General Hudnell, now off to the shoulder. On a 35 upper level, this is downtown, southbound Alamo to Laredo Street. That's closed with some ongoing road work. And southbound 35 Olympia Parkway to 1604 Selma area, road work right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by H-E-B. The 4th of July is almost here, and H-E-B's got your Independence Day party must-haves. Shop their everyday low prices and great offers on food, party supplies, and more to celebrate the 4th in patriotic style. H-E-B. Here, everything's better.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Fireworks are awesome, but overpaying for them? That's not so awesome.
Mr. W Fireworks, we've got the lowest prices around.
Like, lower than anyone.
No hidden fees, no crazy markups, just real savings with pre-tariff pricing. Our family has been doing this since 1963.
And the selection? It's huge. We have so many fireworks.
Go to MrWFireworks.com to find a location near you. Mr. W Fireworks, we have pre-tariff prices.
Nobody beats our prices. Nobody.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by tax relief advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary. There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Take a swing at picking baseball this season on Underdog. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Underdog is a leading place to make all your sports picks. Millions of fans have won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? It is easy and fun to do. I love playing the pick'em game on Underdog. All you have to do is download the Underdog app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. And you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use my promo code STAR when you sign up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See UnderdogFantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Are you going to go my way? I was born long ago. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, good news. Red Panda is out of the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she is going to live.
But she's on IR.
Yeah, she'll be out for a while. Broken left wrist. She's going to have to talk to an orthopedic surgeon.
But it'll heal fast.
She spent 11 hours in a hospital in Minneapolis. And she is headed home for treatment and recovery.
Where is home?
I don't know where she lives exactly. Probably California. Yeah, probably. No, I bet she lives somewhere central.
Well, I kind of felt like she'd be like John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. She has no home.
She has no home.
She just travels.
My home is the road.
She just goes from arena to arena, flipping cups onto her head.
What's that movie where George Clooney has all the miles? Like
Up in the Air?
Yeah. I mean, she's like that. She's just constantly going.
Never home.
Or maybe she's like, she's like one of those guys who doesn't, like John Madden, doesn't believe in air travel, and she just has like a Red Panda bus.
I hope she has made enough money to live that life. I just don't think that's the case.
It's like one of those Oscar Mayer mobiles, except it's on one wheel because it's a unicycle.
Oh, yeah. So that's a worthy 30 for 30 on the Red Panda.
You think so?
Has there been any other halftime act that has literally lasted for 25 years?
The San Diego Chicken got
there was a 30 for 30
I
on
think
this,
so.
on this chicken. So this is the equivalent. I can't think of any other halftime through the decades.
No. What else could there be?
So I think it's worthy of a little behind the scenes.
What else could there be?
She's probably some kind of like hard drinking rodeo type on the road.
Oh, I bet she smokes like 15
3 packs of Reds a day.
Yeah.
She lives in
got a dude
New
in every
Orleans.
city.
She lives in New Orleans.
Yeah. Oh, does she? That's yeah. I picture her burning through cigarettes,
just living a hard life.
I was searching it. It's like, where did Red Panda live? It's like Indonesia. Like,
no, not the actual.
Named
not
a
the
lot
animal.
of places. New Orleans was not the one that would have come to mind, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she was born in China, lived in San Francisco, California.
See, that's one
Yeah.
would have come to mind.
Yeah, but then she was like, it's too far from everything.
Right.
But like I said, I mean, when is she home?
Well, that's what I'm saying. How can you get
Well,
out to...
now she is.
Well,
yeah.
Now she's
Now
home.
she's home,
And she
yeah.
wants to eat some beignets and red beans.
Well, as you've got her up on your Googles, when did she get her unicycle stolen? Was that 3 years ago?
It doesn't say here. I got to look into it, but
Yeah, her apparatus was stolen out of an airport a couple of years ago.
That was like
hey, she's basically my age. She was born in 70 or 71.
Yeah, and she's up on this
it's a wild
8-foot
guess.
unicycle every day.
It's a wild, yeah. I know it got stolen at the airport, but I think it was a little over 5 or 3 years ago. It was
right.
more like 7 or 8 years ago. But
She's 50. What is she now? 40.
Let's see. I'm 54.
She's 54.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
would you make love to her if you were a single man?
I don't know what she looks like, but I doubt it.
What? You don't know what she looks like?
How about after half a bottle of Pappy?
Well, I mean,
of course.
I mean, every man has his type.
Yeah, but after half a bottle, the type
Well, I'm
changes.
just saying. I mean,
you get more
I
lenient.
I just don't think so.
What do you think, Rob?
Let's see.
I don't know.
Towards the camera. Yeah.
I think I would have to just to say that I had her.
She's got firm calves and thighs. I can tell you that.
It's like
well exercised.
Just for the notch.
Right. Just so you can say like she's on your like it's
I
like
hit that. I hit that. Yeah.
Would I want to have sex with B. Arthur when she was alive? No, but would I have just to say that I bedded B. Arthur? Of course.
No, that's not the way I live my life.
Oh, okay. You don't like
Just
to
because I can doesn't mean I do.
I mean, it'd be kind of fun. Like if you like, don't you wish you had a celebrity that you had?
Not B. Arthur.
But I mean, what other celebrity could you get?
Well, that's why I don't have any celebrities.
I know, but if you could get
no,
B. Arthur,
no, that's no.
What about Betty White?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, I would for sure Betty
Well,
White. She's
I mean,
a funny
like
lady.
a young Betty White,
No,
or
I mean
an
like
85-year-old.
yeah,
Betty White?
85.
Oh no.
Like Golden Girl, Betty.
Yeah.
No.
God, Rob, you're so picky.
Well, I'm just. I mean,
I would have been with Blanche.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
easily.
Blanche is Rue McClanahan.
Yeah. What about Estelle Getty, Sophia? She was actually the youngest of the Golden Girls in real life.
I'd probably let her watch, but
She's too skinny for you.
Yeah,
No.
Did you see?
I need some thickness.
Did you see what I sent you last night?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you gotta check your Instagram. I saw something that made me think of you, so I sent it your way. But yeah, she's out of the hospital. She's okay. She's alive, and every little thing is gonna be all right.
Well, she's an independent contractor, so she needs to get back on the road.
I know. Yeah, she's got to get back to work, man. You think that throwing teacups on your head ain't?
The good news is, I mean,
you don't get insurance with that.
Well, the Meat and Potatoes of her act does not involve her hands, so it's this.
That's true.
It's all about. Now she had had to wear a bandage on her head and couldn't balance.
She does
the
do
cups.
a lot of.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, if she was wearing a cast, it might throw you
Go off her
off
weight.
with the weight. But
Yeah.
just flipping it on your head, you don't really require the use of your
I mean,
hands.
it might be time for her to retire.
So I'm saying it's kind of sad at
Hang it up.
54. I mean, it's like we said yesterday. When you're the GOAT, it always ends ugly.
Yeah.
They got to pull the jersey off you. They're going to have to take her teacups. Just like, you know what, champ? It's time to call it a day. Call it a career. You're the best that ever was.
Yeah. No good can come from this.
I play every day, coach.
A broken wrist now. What's next? What's next? Your coccyx? I mean,
Coccyx?
Yeah. What do you could break your leg, your hip,
and then
what?
Then it's over.
Then it's over for you.
It's over, champ.
Yeah. It's time to walk away, Red Panda. We love you, but it's time to walk away. All right, let's hit our last break of the first hour. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
George gets justice.
You've just been in an accident, and now you're asking yourself, what do I do now? You're dealing with pain, medical bills, and missing work. Dealing with the insurance company feels overwhelming. George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we're here for you. We'll listen and explain your options and fight to get you the justice you deserve. No upfront fees, no stress, just real help when you need it most. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today or visit us at getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's a first.
Yay, yay!
Na 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 na.
Morning Huddle 94.1. See, I should have been a DJ Vic. I could have, right? I could have spun him up good, baby.
I'm telling you.
You know, I got the skills to pay the bills. A lot of people don't realize it, but I do.
I got to be a tennis fan. I got to jump into this whole tennis game.
Why?
I'm watching Wimbledon right now.
All the spectators look like you.
They're like just, they're all just like hanging out under these cabanas and bottles of champagne on ice sitting over there.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting a look at the 1%. Like, oh, that's what they're doing behind the curtain.
Yeah, everybody's got like Birkin purses and
just kind of kick back looking.
$2,000 glasses and just chilling.
Everybody else is sweating. They look like they're really comfortable.
Yeah, see?
Hey,
I couldn't do it though.
Nah, it's not for me.
Nah.
I'm not a hoity-toity type. But you know, would I go to Wimbledon once just to say I did it? Yeah, kind of like
a bucket list thing.
Kind of like B. Arthur, you know. I'd just red panda just to say I did it.
Yeah.
Imagine like the conversation starter every time you see Red Panda at a halftime show. You could say, "I had that."
Yeah. See.
And he'd be like, "What? What was it like?" Was she? She.
What, right?
Also, think about it, Rob. She's an acrobat. She can do
she
stuff.
She's not a gymnast. She rides a unicycle.
Right.
Still,
but I think she's an acrobat by trade.
That was a long time ago. Yeah. She just broke her wrist. If she was an acrobat, she'd have rolled right out of it.
Come on, Rob.
She'd have herkied her ass right out of that.
Even the best.
She'd have stuck the landing, but no, she's not a gymnast anymore.
I mean, Carrie Strug got hurt at some point. Even the best get hurt sometimes. Simone Biles, remember?
I guess the yips. Right, yeah. That was neck up.
She didn't get injured. She just got the yips.
What did they call it? Like the flipsies or something?
It might have been
something weird.
Yeah, the spinnies. I don't know.
What I get when I've had 12 tequila shots. That's same thing.
That's how she felt.
Vertigo.
I had the flipsies.
And then she quit. And no one ever really talks about that she quit on her team. She quit on her country in the middle of the Olympics. But
she came back.
She had the spinneroonies, so it happens.
It's the dreaded.
That's right. Hey, Dame Lillard did not quit on his team. They quit on him. They said, "You're fired."
Well,
and
they're paying him.
3 teams have emerged as teams who are all interested in quickly finalizing a deal, according to The Athletic. The first of them is the Boston Celtics.
Oh, please go to the Celtics. Please. That would write its own story.
Well, the great thing about playing for the Celtics, and this is how I would pitch it to Dame, is if you like being called the N-word, Boston is the place to do it. They will.
No, they don't care.
Yeah, you'll hear that all the time, and Dame's like, "Oh, that's a great selling point." The others, the L.A. Lakers,
Yeah, that just seems too easy.
and the Golden State Warriors.
That too.
Well, what's not easy, Rob?
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, of course
He
you
wants
land
to go
with-
to a contending
yeah, I mean,
team.
but of course you land with the Lakers. And, once, I guess, Jimmy does his stint, does Dame step in? Is that how it works? Just step
It
into
seems that way, yeah.
next kind of guy that plays. But at that point, Golden State will be all but done. I mean,
Yeah.
by the time he arrives, there's not going to be any Draymond there, and Jimmy Butler going to be gone.
Still get to play with Steph. That's kind of
Maybe.
cool.
And I guess, but I think the drama of the Celtics signing him, and then you've got Jalen sitting there ready to go, or is he ready to be traded? Is Jason going to stay or go? And Dame, both of them, could they rehab together? Maybe they could be roomies,
Maybe
rehab
so.
buddies.
Maybe so.
I think the storyline behind. Of the 3, who are the 2 that survive, I think would be pretty fun to pay attention to. And that's the only reason I say, please be Boston.
Yeah, I would like to see. I don't know. I want Dame to get a ring. So, and I never want Boston or the Lakers to win. So,
By
of
default.
those, I pick the Warriors.
Sure, why not?
But I don't know. I still think there's.
But
if I were him, I would wait and then see where these teams are sitting when I'm ready to come back and play.
Oh, but you got to strike when the iron's hot, man. If they're ready to offer you a bunch of money, take the money now.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean,
but you don't know for a year. I can't imagine jumping in and doing this now, but you almost have to. I don't think that this is going to go on more than a couple weeks. I don't think it'll go past a week.
I guess so.
I think somebody's going to. And if I'm Dame, quite frankly, I'm only dealing with pocket change here.
Yeah, that's why
negotiations should be easy. It's not like I'm dealing with a whole bunch of money.
But that's why I would wait because.
Well, I mean, there's a max you can expect from any team, and you figure, if I'm being nice, I'm still worth $20 million a year to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm being nice, so I mean, I think we know where the range is. I don't think there's a whole lot of negotiating to get any more. I think you throw it out there, knowing full well there are 2 other teams just as eager, so you're going to give them your max best. You're not going to try to hold anything back.
Yeah.
So what are you waiting on? Those are the 3 deals.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out for Dame. But if I'm him, I rehab at home by myself.
Oh,
and then
be the savior.
When I mean, you never know what situation's going to pop up.
You never do.
Some team has a guy like a Tyrese Halliburton blows his Achilles out, and you say, oh.
Yeah, there's certainly something.
I can help you.
Like the backup quarterback. I'll just wait. Y'all will need me
Joe
eventually.
Flacco.
Yeah, eventually I'll land in a pretty good spot. And if you land at Golden State, though, do they have a special locker set aside for the old aging All-Star? Like the KD Memorial locker?
It's their entire locker room now.
But they have a rotating. Well, no, the new guys that are coming through, the old dudes that are arriving, that are getting there from someplace else to either save their career or save the team, like the KD, the Jimmy Butlers, and then it'd be Dame. They all share that one.
It's the 2 lockers on either side of Draymond's because they want to separate him from the young guys.
Probably.
You never know when hands are going to go flying.
But that's the only. Every other locker in there is purchased. That's leased by the game.
Yes.
It's got a short-term lease. It's nice, but it's already decorated.
Yeah, that's not yours, buddy. Don't. We don't really put up nameplates here for you.
You get the KD Memorial Locker.
Yeah.
You hired mercenary.
I mean, there's something to that gig.
There is. Just take a number. As soon as Jimmy's done, you can come.
And if Jimmy doesn't win a ring, then I mean, you could jump him on the all-time pantheon.
Well, a Dame might be right behind him.
You know,
they'll share the same locker.
Just throwing it out there.
Jimmy can leave some shoes.
Greg Popovich, we found out yesterday, is he's losing some games off his all-time record.
Good.
Well, yes. It certainly from a winning percentage standpoint, it looks a lot better. But we'll address that. We'll talk about what it means for Pop and what exactly went down, why they decided to do it. I think it's the right thing to do.
It's happened one other time.
But I don't have time to get fully into it just yet. But I promise you, that's what we'll make time for on the other side, because we do have 3 hours left of programming here. The show's not over, friends.
The restaurant quality, as we say around my house.
Now, it depends on what kind of restaurant.
Restaurant quality. We focus entirely on the meal.
Could be a Taco Bell type quality.
Yeah, for those that love it. It's top notch. There's been several death row inmates that Taco Bell was their last meal.
Or it could be burnt bean.
Burnt bean?
Yeah,
that's
the pick to make if you're on death row, because it's going to delay you by about 4 hours.
Another 4 hours.
We'll be right back. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows July 4 savings are worth celebrating. Right now, get 3 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Hurry, these July 4 deals won't last. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
If your family's summer style needs a little pick-me-up, you've got to go to Kohl's. They have everything from polos and cute dresses to comfy kids outfits and Sephora essentials, plus more. Not to mention, you can get 20% off some of your faves and earn Kohl's cash. Yup, summer's already looking more stylish, all thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends July 6th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's cash do not apply to Sephora. See store or kohls.com for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GROW25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GROW25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GROW25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code GROW25.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, about a 20-minute ride on 1604 westbound I-10 on over to 281. On 35 northbound 1604 to FM 1103, 6-8 minutes. About a 5-minute ride along 281 southbound 1604 to Wurzbach Parkway. On I-10 eastbound, Loop 410 to 35, that should take you about 5 minutes or so. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out at 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the league has made a change to the coaching records of both Mitch Johnson and Greg Popovich. Johnson will be credited with the 77 games that he has coached for Pop in the last years, and Pop will have a decrease of 32, making his all-time record wins now at 1,390. In the MLB, the starters have been announced for the All-Star game. There are no Rangers or Astros named as positional starters. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
7:03 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Greg Popovich has 77 games removed from his all-time record. Now, in those games, the Spurs were 32-45.
So he had 45 losses removed, but
Yes.
also 32 wins, which subtracted from his all-time great number.
He is the all-time leader.
Do you think they would have done that if it would have taken him from first?
No.
Yeah, I don't think they would have done it. So
No.
because it's relatively safe, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it is. But I also, dude, anytime you miss like that long of a time, it shouldn't be on you.
Well, I do get the interim, though. I do get if Pop came back, you were still in the minds of everybody in the building, including the guy that was doing the coaching, the head coach, and you just had an assistant doing your job while you were gone. I get it applying. But the moment that Pop retired and Mitch stayed, those are his numbers. That was his team. And I get it.
Well, even though at the time Mitch may have thought Pop was coming back, and
doesn't matter.
Pop was the head coach.
You went from the moment, it's retroactive. The moment you went full time, you get the time for, credit for time served. So yeah, I get the retroactive addition, but I'm glad it didn't affect the overall outcome of him being the GOAT.
Yeah, 55 wins ahead of Don Nelson on the all-time list. 1,390 is the number. It upped his winning percentage from a 621 to a 628.
Ridiculous, man.
So, yeah, that's a pretty good number. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think you'd probably take that. Who's the? What the hell?
We just had
There's a ghost sighting.
Ghost come and go through my backpack.
How long do you think anybody will pass that record?
Oh man, that's going to be a tough one. Can you imagine in this day and age a coach going for nearly 30 years?
It's tough. I will
not
say,
just with one team, which will never happen again. But but just doing it for 30 years. You don't need to. You make so much money. There's really not the desperate need to make it. Although once you're doing this, you're a lifer. It's not about the money.
I'll tell you the guy that seems like has the most potential to do it is Eric Spoelstra.
He's yeah.
Because he's already been. I mean, he started so young. He got a head coaching job so young.
Yeah.
And he has, I mean.
Where does he rank now? I can't imagine Eric doing this 10 years from now.
Oh, no?
No.
If you think that, then the answer is no.
I just don't see him going, maybe, but.
Eric Spoelstra is 17th on the all-time list right now. He's got 787 wins.
A long way. But 10 years seems like forever for me to him, but that would be about the time that it took Pop to break the record. He's been there a long time.
Yeah.
He's easily the most likely, and if somebody was going to do it, I would want it to be him.
Yeah.
You know, I respect him.
No active coaches. I mean, unless Doc Rivers gets another job somehow.
And even if he did, he still would need.
He's at 1163.
So he'd need another 6 years or so if you're averaging 40 wins.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, I just can't imagine that Doc would do it.
Rick Carlisle's at 993.
Now, he's possible, but even I don't see
500 more.
Yeah, I mean 10 more years for him, and that's 10 consecutive very good winning seasons.
Yeah. It's tough, man. Tough to do.
And the further we get away from it, the more I think we're still too close to the forest to realize how big the forest is with Pop. You know, the further we get away from the accomplishments that this dude managed to squeeze into a 30-year illustrious career, it's just amazing. Just ridiculous, the likes of which you don't really realize until you get far away.
Yeah.
You can't really tell how big the mountain is till you get some perspective.
Yep. So, again, no worries about him losing that record anytime soon, but I guess it gets a little closer than it would have been.
Does he have to get all those trophies and things I'm sure there's things that have his record on there, like in the Hall of Fame. They're going to have to go and scratch numbers out.
They probably hadn't added up this year's anyway, right?
Maybe not.
Because he was still supposed to be active.
But, he's probably got some kind of award the day he broke the record. On this day, you now have X wins, and now they're going to have to replace that. It's wrong.
I'm guessing he got an award the day that he passed Don Nelson.
Yeah, that there's maybe, or when because we didn't know it was his last day.
Right.
But
yeah.
so when he did pass, that's fine. You don't have to change that.
Yeah, because I think nobody knew. I mean,
yeah, okay, you're right.
It's funny because you and I kind of knew, and we've known for a while that he was going to be done.
There was no way he would. You hate to say you told you so, but anybody who had ever dealt with that knew that there was just no way.
But yeah, it's one of those where it's like, yeah, we kind of knew, but the rest of the world didn't know until he said it out loud.
Well, I think anybody who'd ever been around or worked with or loved somebody who'd had a stroke of that proportion realized the just monumental task it is just to get yourself back to a normal life, not one that involves catching 42 flights a year and nights in hotels and working to midnight every night and all the things that goes along with it. That's for a young man anyway. And to add a stroke into it was a ridiculous kind of presumptive idea that he could do it.
Yeah, it did move him. It moved him up to 11th all time amongst coaches with at least 100 games coached on winning percentage. So it did help out a little bit. Give him a little bump. But no, I don't think anyone.
Who has the highest all time? Red?
Joe Mazzulla.
Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, he coached 246 games. So
come to me at the end of your career, man.
Okay.
Yeah, he started fast. He's on the curve that when you're running the 200, he's on the inside lane. Or he's on the outside lane way up there because he started.
Amongst guys who have started and finished their careers, Phil Jackson, 704.
There you go. That makes sense.
Which is 704. It's over 70% of your games.
Yeah, and all of those games, you had Michael, Shaq, or Kobe.
That's pretty damn good.
Kind of helps.
Yeah, that does help.
Every one of those games.
That does help, I suppose. Surprisingly high. Here's some names that are above. have at least 100 games coached and have a higher all-time winning percentage than Greg Popovich. Missoula 1, Phil Jackson 2, Billy Cunningham 3.
Yeah, he was a good coach.
Larry Bird 4th.
See, I wouldn't have thought that because I don't look at his coaching career as successful.
He won .687, over 68% of his games.
But do you think of him as a successful coach?
I don't. I mean, but it's hard to argue those numbers.
No, not at all. But I just don't think of him as he was a natural-born coach. I always felt like great players make terrible coaches because they expect too much of their players. They think the players can do what they did, and they're not great like you, Larry. They're just regular folks.
How about this guy who got ran out of town and never coached in the NBA again? David Blatt.
Oh.
Think about that. Coached LeBron for a little while, was like coach of the year, right?
Yeah.
He coached 123 games in the NBA. He won 67% of them and never got another job.
Back to Maccabee, man. Back to Tel Aviv and Maccabee in the
so wild. And then Casey Jones, Red Auerbach, Steve Kerr, Pat Riley, Harold Olson, and
man Olson made it,
and then Greg Popovich.
I wonder where I thought we might see a Bill Russell, but I don't know if his numbers count.
I don't know. JJ Redick, 61%, 1 year into his tenure, so we'll see how that holds up. Lots of guys. It's easy to do it for a year.
What's it called? Something baby.
When
you're born on
a nepo
third base.
baby.
Nepo baby.
Yeah,
that was JJ. You're a nepo baby.
Well, he's here to tell you, former players can't coach my ass. I'll show you, Bubba. I'll show you. But yeah, so the legacy changes a little for Pop, but not really. At the end of the day, I don't know. It didn't feel like you said he's still technically the head coach, but I also felt like there was a time where I don't know how much input he had on this season because guys like Steph Castle were playing so much, the things that Pop would not have done had he been the guy here.
I think as the days went on, Mitch had more and more.
I think so
control.
too.
But early on, that was still Pop's playbook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not playbook, but play plan. It was timeouted like Pop would have done it. It was subbed like Pop would have done it. But the further they got away, and the more they realized at the very minimum he wasn't coming back this year, I think it became more and more. Pop's input was certainly appreciated and asked for, but maybe not completely activated.
Also, to be honest, and this sounds terrible, but at the end when we actually heard Pop, it's like, I don't think he was doing much of any kind of coaching this year.
Not early on. But the mind never stops. So I'm sure there were notes, copious notes. You're going to...
They say that, but you're also like recovering. You're not... I can't imagine Pop was spending... the doctors probably wouldn't have let him spend all this time watching film. He's got...
all of that.
He's got to recover his body.
So that and the committee of folks that you would see in the huddles made you think that there was no singular head of state for sure. There wasn't one guy that was the decider. It was a community decision, and there's no way to run an organization like that. You have to have a captain of the ship, and now at least Mitch has the hat with the scrambled eggs on it that at the very least says captain. Now we still know that the NCO assistant coaches and those that have been here a minute are still really the guys that are running the day-to-day, but Mitch is now the captain, and you need to have somebody that says yes or no and takes the final thing, because no matter what, when you're interim, and how bad could it be? I'm about to hand this back over.
Right.
And you can act as if.
Rick Carlisle, just looking at this one, Rick Carlisle is 11 years younger than Pop. I mean, he'd have to...
Well, it would be perfect if you think about coaching. The fraternity of coaches is so relationship driven, and the coaching tree, there's something to it. There's a reason we talk about the lineage of coaches, because there's mindsets and attitudes and schemes that kind of carry through time. And Pop, his tree is legendary, but while Rick never ran in Pop's circle, he is out of the Nelson tree. He is out of the Don and Donnie tree. Coach Pop is his best friend in basketball is Don.
Right.
Donnie Jr. ran the Mavericks that hired Carlisle. So it's this small family of coaches. They all run in the same circle, and it is to be broken by someone. Spoelstra seems the most likely, but I would be happiest to see Carlisle do it.
So basically, if Carlisle averaged 45 wins a year,
which is a tough ask, man. You better add another year.
It would take in 10 years at 45 wins per year, he would be equal to Pop. He'd be in that range.
That's a doable thing, but it's going to take him 11. So average 45 wins a year is not the easiest thing to do.
I agree. Yeah.
Especially in Indiana. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if you add 400 wins to him right now, so even if you say 40, just to make it simple math, 40 wins a year for 10 years would put him at 1,393, which would be 19 wins behind.
So it's doable.
Or I guess it'd be what did they just knock him down to? 1,390, is that right?
1,390.
So that would put that 40 wins a year for 10 years would put him past. 40 wins is doable.
I wonder if there's a prop out there.
I bet there is.
I bet something 10 years in the future.
Do you think Carlisle coaches 10 more years?
Yeah. He seems to be.
He does seem like one of the guys who, if he got fired today, he'd get another gig somewhere.
And it would be a good job. He would never have to take over a bad team.
You know who I was surprised didn't have, I guess because he did some time in college, is Larry Brown.
Larry is a lifer. But
right.
The problem that Larry Brown had was Larry was never happy where he was. He always was thinking about the next job. And because he was always thinking about the next job, he got really paranoid. You know, as a coach, you can't be paranoid. If you think that the next guy in the building's about to fire you, the stories of him coaching at SMU, it was time for him to retire.
Yeah.
You know, he got really kind of jumpy about his position in the world, and he's a legend. And if you think of Pop's part of Larry's tree. I mean, Pop coached for Larry at Kansas. So, and when you're talking about how things began, Larry Brown's a coach's coach, but he was the type that felt paranoid, and he had a lifespan of about 5 years. Most places he went because people just got tired of it.
I think he only coached 200 less games in the NBA than Pop.
Mm-hmm. But for how many teams?
And then he coached, how long in college? How many? I mean,
those Kansas years, yeah. He
had like 2 full-blown, like, lifelong careers as a college coach and then as an NBA coach.
An absolute coach's coach.
And then a ton of time as an assistant even.
Red McCombs used to say, talk about, he had a meeting with him, and he didn't intend on firing him, and he felt like Larry fired himself. He was like, I think he just fired himself. I got up and walked out. He was like, I think I just lost my coach.
It happens sometimes. All right, let's hit a break. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
JD, do you ever ride a bike?
Beach bike, yeah, I ride the bikes.
So you got a fat tire bike?
Fat tire bike. It's brown over gold, and it's got a handy basket.
Oh, we've got JD's twin brother here.
Yes, DJ Ryan here. Hi, JD. No, and he'll crank it up. He'll crank it up to 14 miles an hour and ride with ferocious intent.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
School's out, summer's in, and that vacation countdown is officially on. But what about your four-legged MVP? Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma has your furry family member covered. Daycare, boarding, grooming, and training, they've got it all. They're built for your pet's health, happiness, and tail-wagging good times. If you're in the military, your teacher, or your first responder, they've got barking good exclusive discounts. So go ahead, book that trip, hit the beach, crush your summer plans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit has your pet in good hands. Because home away from home isn't just for humans. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits in Selma.
Do you disregard people's personal space? Sitting next to people in public, even if there are tons of open seats? Do people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. It's Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Now through Tuesday, save up to 70% on top brands and get a queen mattress for just $89.99. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you...
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 21st and 22nd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas.
Details and discounted rooms with promo code BLITZ available online at sasportstar.com.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
I'd like for this team to grow together, and Giannis is going to command a hell of a lot more money.
You are so much more concerned about Peter J. Holt's wallet than I am.
Well, I'm just saying.
I don't give a damn what apron he's got to spend. Just give me a damn winner.
The problem is he does concern himself with the aprons and the dresses and the jewelry and all of that other stuff.
What dresses?
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
God, an earworm. You're welcome. You'll carry this with you all day long.
Oh, yes.
You're going to be in the bathroom later today, and you're going to go, this is effing awesome.
I mean,
what is that?
Depends on how it comes out, right?
That's what I'm saying. You're in the bathroom on your own, thinking you're alone, popping tags. Sorry, I heard the song earlier.
My gator shoes.
Yeah. Every time I unzip, this is effing awesome.
You got a lot of confidence in yourself, Bubba.
I know you do, right?
A lot of confidence
hey, man,
in
I'm
yourself.
just a couple of sit-ups away from being spectacular.
From being effing awesome.
See, you're welcome all day long.
The All-Star Game starters for Major League Baseball have been announced. No Stros. What?
It is a little odd.
Man, come on, man. I thought Jeremy Pena would maybe get a call. He's been very, very good this year, albeit he's injured right now. I don't know that he could have played in the All-Star Game anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But usually the way those votes go, it doesn't matter anyway. But he's hitting .322, and in his place got voted one of the Sacramento A's, Jacob Wilson, a rookie. A rookie Sacramento A got voted in over Jeremy Pena.
So some of it's, I think there's still an Astros kind of.
Oh, there is absolutely other
bias,
fan bases hate the Astros. No doubt.
I'm not surprised about the Rangers though. I mean, that didn't shock me.
Cal Raleigh, your catcher in the American League,
he have 32 home runs.
That's right. Vlad Guerrero Jr., Gleyber Torres, Jose Ramirez, Jacob Wilson.
Who's Jose Ramirez?
The third baseman for the Guardians. Oh. This is his 7th All-Star appearance. He's solid.
Now I know. I'm sorry.
Aaron Judge. Riley,
who's that guy?
Aaron Judge is the big giant guy that wears pinstripes.
I hear tell.
Yes. Riley Green, Detroit Tigers center fielder, fantastic young player. It's his first one. And Javier Baez. Now in the outfield. I feel like he's been an all-star at second base, third base, and the outfield now.
Is he the shortest outfielder in baseball?
No, Jose Altuve.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry. I didn't mean all time. But.
Yeah, and Ryan O'Hearn, the DH from Baltimore. In the National League, Will Smith getting jiggy with it at catcher. You'll note a lot of Dodgers here. Will Smith and Freddie Freeman, both Dodgers, starting together.
Another game winner last night.
Yep. Dude. Ketel Marte going to start at second from the Diamondbacks. Manny Machado, the Padres, third base. Francisco Lindor at shortstop, his 5th appearance. 5th appearance also for Ronald Acuna Jr., the Braves outfielder. Pete Crow Armstrong, who's having a fantastic season. an MVP type season if Shohei Ohtani didn't exist on this earth, and Kyle Tucker making his 4th All-Star appearance. DH, of course, is Shohei Ohtani. So there you go.
Like the National League.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's a good looking lineup, at least on paper. But
pitchers named Sunday?
I think so. Yeah, we'll find out who. And Patrick Corbin could go for the AL.
He should.
No, he shouldn't.
No, you don't think so?
No,
You don't think so?
No,
We have a day named after him.
Yeah, I know,
He'd
but
be a good middle reliever.
what's funny is that nationally, I have a feeling Paul Skeens is going to be starting for the National League.
You think?
And I have a feeling Tarek Skubal's going to start for the American League. So the Scoobly Doobly Day and Skeens Day they also have holidays named after them.
Let's give some flowers. Did you see Clayton Kershaw throw his 3,000th strikeout last night?
The 20th pitcher and the 4th lefty ever with 3,000 strikeouts. It's funny because Clayton Kershaw's career is it's been hit with some injuries late and stuff like that. He doesn't get quite the respect that it once seemed like he was going to get.
Well, 18 years of this.
Isn't that wild?
Clayton didn't live up to what I needed.
You didn't tell him to get your 3,000 strikeout?
He got 3 strikeouts, and I thought he'd get 3,001.
Oh.
He didn't get 4, and he broke my heart.
Oh. Can we agree? I saw one of these lists the other day of the most unbreakable records of all time. Like Nolan Ryan, 5,714 strikeouts.
Cannot be done, man. I don't know how. In what world does that even begin to be a possibility? I know that physically you're able to play longer, but nobody wants to play that long anymore.
Oh yeah.
5,714.
Nolan
Ryan and Clayton Kershaw, who is just hit 3,000. He is 37 years old. Clayton Kershaw is, and this is like we're talking about
another 18 years.
We're talking about a 10-time All-Star. Like this is an elite pitcher. Not even close. Justin Verlander currently needs 2,300 more strikeouts to catch Nolan Ryan, which, by the way, so Justin Verlander needs to add all the strikeouts in his career that Sandy Koufax had, and then he would pass Nolan Ryan.
No, there are a few unbreakables. That's never.
It feels that way. Randy Johnson got the closest, and he was just under 900 away. So,
which would have taken him another 3 years or so.
Well, remember, 300 strikeouts in a year is like the bar of elite.
Right, and so maybe 4.
Yeah, probably 4 if you're talking about that. And it's not like Randy Johnson retired early. He played 22 years.
So with every passing stat, you realize you can go ahead and put that in bronze. You can go ahead and leave that up at the top.
Hey, I heard out of Nolan Ryan striking out all those people, out of 9 of those, I think, that he struck out, 9 of them had sons that he struck out also. That's part of.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Struck out the whole family.
Yeah.
Struck out. He struck out all the Alomars.
He sired
both
some
Griffeys.
Of the kids.
Both Griffeys, both Bonzes.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's your son and my son.
I couldn't believe that stat when I saw it. I was like, really?
If you go to the Nolan Ryan Museum in Alvin, there's like walls. It's like 5 walls, front side and back side, of every name and the date that they struck out.
Wow.
And then you'll go through and you'll be like, man, this guy's on here a lot.
Man, these guys can't hit.
And then I want to say his 5,000th strikeout was Ricky Henderson, and they asked Ricky how it felt to be his 5,000th strikeout. He's like, doesn't bother me. Manager told me if you ain't been struck out by him, you ain't nobody anyway. So
there you go.
That's words to live by. When many words to live by came from Ricky, and Ricky got struck out by Nolan Ryan. Ricky's somebody.
Very fast. Ricky, a fast man.
Ricky steal that base. God, Ricky Henderson was my favorite player when I was a kid.
The legend of him getting his first check and he framed it and never cashed it, and the A's came and said, "Hey man, we were doing some bookkeeping.
Yeah,
and,
did you cash your check?
You never cashed your first check." He goes, "No, it's up on the wall."
Yeah.
Like, dude, we're gonna kind of need you to cash the check.
Oh, that's funny. My favorite Ricky story is when he was playing with John Olerud in Seattle. And he was like, well, you wear a helmet when you play the field. He's like, I played with a guy in Toronto who wore a helmet in the field. And he goes, yeah, Ricky, that was me. was?
And who are you again?
What's your name? I did play with you, didn't I? I mean, yeah, Ricky played with somebody who wore a helmet in the field in Toronto. Ricky, that was me. We played together there for like 4 years. He's like, what?
We went on that 3-week rafting trip
Get
together.
out of here, man.
I sat next to you 3 weeks on a boat. Remember that?
Oh, I loved Ricky. Loved him. All my friends were like Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire, and I was like, no, man. The third Bash brother was the best. Ricky, my man. R.I.P. Ricky Henderson. All right. But yeah, very cool for Clayton Kershaw. Moves into, he is 20th on the all-time list. The guys he can next pass, John Smoltz has 3,084. He'll probably do that this year, I bet. Maybe not. It's going to be close.
It's going to be tough.
CC Sabathia, 3,093.
Love me a fat pitcher. I'm not going to be happy if he passes a fat pitcher.
Kurt Schilling, 3,116.
Another moderately fat pitcher.
Bob Gibson, 3,117.
Not fat, just angry. Pedro
Martinez, 3,154.
Some smoke there.
And Ferguson Jenkins, 3,192.
Some cocaine
there. To get into the top 10 all time is going to be tough. He'll have to play for a few more years, I think. Right now, Max Scherzer, who's still active, is at 11 with 34.19, and Justin Verlander, who's still active, is at 10 with 34.71.
Maybe Scherzer. No, I don't think either one of them has gas in the tank.
And then Walter Johnson is 35.08.
Walter?
Yeah.
When was his last pitch thrown?
His last pitch would have been thrown in 1927.
1927 aught.
That's right. Almost 100 years ago. Almost 100 years ago.
Still using a lamb spleen as a ball.
Isn't it wild? Like that's what's wild. Like when I look back at that, if you had Sandy Koufax's strikeouts to Clayton Kershaw's, they barely passed Nolan Ryan. That's unbelievable. Good old Big Tex.
Yeah.
The top of the tier is basically uncatchable. The top four are over 4,000. That's Nolan, Randy, Roger Clemens, and Steve Carlton.
You mean so we have 3 Hall of Famers there?
Yeah.
3 of them.
The 3 of the 4 Hall of Famers. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, the of the top 20 outside of the 3 active guys, only 2 guys are not in the Hall of Fame.
I hope they're both juiced. Who isn't?
Roger Clemens and Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Kurt's out just because he's a genuine douchebag.
He is not a friendly fella.
Yeah.
Not a friendly fella. All right. Let's hit a break. I do want to remind you we've got some tickets to give away to Strange Love, the Depeche Mode experience. We'll do that a little bit later on in the show. It is a 3rd of July, a halfway Friday episode of the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, if you're like me and AJ, your dog, your pets are part of your family. If you lose one, you stuff them. You put them up on the mantle. With the 4th of July just around the corner, let me tell you, and with family and fun all summer long, and there's only one place I will take my pets because they're part of the family. I want to make sure they're taken care of. That's Blue Bonnet Bunk and Biscuit. If you have to worry about who's watching your dog, you're going to spend an awfully long weekend. And I have no concerns with my pets. This place isn't just a kennel. It's a luxury resort for my babies. We're talking temperature-controlled suites, indoor-outdoor play yards. I've been there. I've seen it. It's nicer than they get at home. Let me tell you, a splash pad when it's hot. They got place for your pups. It's perfect for the Texas heat. Whether it's for this weekend, a long weekend, maybe just daycare for the daily stuff, take them over to Blue Bonnet Bunk and Biscuit. You know, they're locally owned. It's right off 35 in Selma. They're easy in, easy out, 24/7 access. You get webcam access for your babies. They even have temperature checks to make sure everything's in good shape. And if you want extra special love for your dogs, the things that you would do, they do too. There's bedtime tuck-ins. There's extra treats. There's stories. They love the dogs and your cats just like you. And if you need training or anything else to go along with it, they've got everything you need to take care of your babies. Don't wait. If you're headed out of town, book as soon as possible. The 4th of July getaway is going on now. Call them immediately or go to the website, mybunkandbiscuit.com. That's mybunkandbiscuit.com. They're just off Selma, off 35 and Gilman Auto. Go there and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, about a 20-minute ride on 1604 westbound I-10 on over to 281. On 35 northbound 1604 to FM 1103, 6-8 minutes. About a 5-minute ride along 281 southbound 1604 to Wurzbach Parkway. On I-10 eastbound, Loop 410 to 35, that should take you about 5 minutes or so. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out at 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association Outlaw
Nitro Series
is back. 5 events, 4 locations.
1 explosive season.
Funny cars, promos. You are in the stands. Get your tickets now at IHRA.com. It's IHRA.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community win and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, a billion-dollar insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Lowe's knows how to set off your July 4th with savings. Right now, buy one, get one free on select one-coat coverage interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Plus, get 2 select 2 or 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals for just $10. Hurry, these July 4th deals won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for more details.
The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mike says he was at Nolan's 5,000 game. So was I. Look at us. Peas in a pod.
Nice.
I was at the 5,000 strikeout game. I was at the
I think the number of people that have been at those has grown over the years.
Probably so.
I think there's been a few that have had
Oh,
it.
yeah.
By my count, there's either like nearly 3 million people that were at that game.
I was at the Robin Ventura game.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Now that's one to remember.
I was at the game where Bo Jackson hit the ball off his face and he stuck his tongue through his lip and had blood all over his jersey and kept pitching like a bad mofo.
Yeah, don't make them like that anymore.
I was at the only ejection in the history of Nolan Ryan's career, which, by the way,
that wasn't the Ventura.
No, they kicked Ventura out and not Nolan because Nolan just stood on the mound. He didn't move. And then they kicked the White Sox manager out for arguing that Nolan should have also been thrown out. But Nolan didn't get kicked out. And then I should have been at the 7th no-hitter. The one day of the week that Nolan would pitch and my dad refused to budge on because of stupid school was Wednesday. So if Nolan was pitching on a Wednesday, we didn't fly up to go watch him pitch, and he the seventh no-hitter, if I'm not mistaken, was on a Wednesday. And
missed history.
Yeah, so we were watching it on TV, and I was like, Dad, we should have been there. And son,
I'm gonna go do your homework.
Education and all, education.
I have big dreams for you.
That's right.
I want you to land in a radio studio at 7:30 in the morning. Go study.
But yeah, it was a different time, man. That was a different man, that Nolan Ryan. Frank says Nolan Ryan and John Stockton's assist record won't be broke. I think that
You know what? Yeah.
I agree, but
Maybe Stockton.
John Stockton got some hockey assists, didn't he?
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
He got an extra 2 every home game.
Yeah.
If he passed the ball and a shot was made within 15 seconds, he got the assist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's. I would imagine it will never be broken.
I doubt it. I really do.
Unless LeBron James plays like 5 more years, then who knows? I mean,
You never know.
You'd never know with that dude. But I think I think number 2 on the list is Chris Paul, and I mean he's well over he's like 3,500 away. So something tells me he won't get there.
No, I think that is a more likely broken record
than Nolan Ryan's.
Nolan's.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. The active assist leaders, Chris Paul, 12,499. LeBron, 11,584. Russell Westbrook, 99.25. If Russell Westbrook plays one more year, he's gonna pass Magic Johnson. That's pretty wild to think about, isn't it?
I don't want that to happen.
I don't either. Kyle Lowry. James Harden, 8,316. Then Kyle Lowry, 7,099. That's your active list. Followed closely by Mike Conley, Steph Curry, and Drew Holiday.
This proves if you play long enough.
If you play long enough, you'll get on the list, man. You will get on the list. Tony Parker, 21st all-time on that list. There you go. All right. The unbreakable sports records thing is always a fascinating topic.
Mm-hmm.
The Gretzky points record is unshatterable.
That's another one.
But a lot of people would have said his goals record was unbreakable too. And
but that points one is nuts.
It is absurd. It is absurd.
He got a few hockey assists too.
I would say, yeah, probably. Well, he almost all of his assists were.
But he got the padded. It's unfortunate that the idiom used is for the sport he was in, but it's true. He got a few that probably shouldn't have always been given credit for the pass that led to the pass that led to the score.
The reason why they call it a hockey assist is 2 guys can assist on a goal in hockey.
I agree.
So 2 guys get scored an assist sometimes.
And I think sometimes basketball should allow that as well. Sometimes the great pass that leads to the great pass was more important. But just to me, when I hear the hockey assist, that's like, yeah, he was in the room.
Yeah.
He helped.
I think the all-time wins in baseball record is pretty safe. Cy Young with a 511.
Well, we'd have to change the trophy.
Just
can't let that happen.
To put that into perspective, Greg Maddux had 355. Roger Clemens had 354.
Other than Nolan, Greg Maddux was the greatest pitcher I ever saw live.
Mine's Roger Clemens.
I'm just saying the best performance I have ever seen was a Greg Maddux pitch. Game.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe it was just because of the style of pitch. Because I grew up watching Nolan, I was a fan of power pitchers. Mm-hmm. So to me, it was like watching Nolan, Roger Clemens, and Randy Johnson. That was like the mecca for me.
Watching Maddux paint,
he's a brilliant man.
I've never seen anything like it.
Brilliant fella. But yeah, 511 win. That'll never happen again.
No, I want it to though.
Well, those guys, they threw like every third day,
right? And maybe that's part of the reasons why I'd want it to, because it takes that kind of effort.
Yeah, but now you can't. No one does. Now most teams have like a 6-man rotation, so that's just never going to happen. Let's see. We all know the Jazz hooked it up. Chris would have to play a lot more. No one's breaking that, mainly because the Jazz gave him more than he should. Yeah,
truth.
They hooked him up. And playing with Karl Malone helped too.
Well, yeah,
because once you just throw it into the black hole, and it's gonna likely get thrown down. But yeah, John Stockton makes my all-time overrated list.
Well, I'm going to give him credit. I'm not going to take anything away, but I think those stats were padded. And he's probably, as far as assists, he should be the leader all the time, but I don't know if he has earned all those.
I do. I know for a fact he did not earn all those. But, again.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, his name was Hot Rod Hundley. Hot Rod Hundley was a former pro baller, but he was
unfamiliar.
Well, he was their TV color guy for years. He was their Sean Elliott. He was that. And more often, back in those times when you really didn't have access to a lot of games, you'd have to watch a lot of times the Utah broadcast for whatever reason. So I feel like I watched a lot of Spurs games through the Utah lens, and he would call the games. And there would be times when Hot Rod, or who was doing the call of the game, would give credit on air to another player on an assist. But you'd see the stat numbers at halftime, and it had gone to Stockton, even though the guy who was calling the game gave it to Hornacek. But no, Stockton got the assist.
Yeah.
Hornacek with the pass, Stockton assist. Like, okay.
Well, baseball records may be in danger soon because there's a new league popping up.
Pickleball?
No. The WPBL, Women's Pro Baseball League.
I've seen this, and MLB's playing a role in this.
I guess so. Next month, hundreds of women will assemble in Washington, D.C. to try to play professional baseball for the first time in decades in the U.S. Women's professional baseball. I guess, is it back to World War II? Is
Rosie
that
O'Donnell and Madonna?
Yeah, since the Peaches.
Is Tom Hanks coaching?
Gosh. Yeah, that'd be great. It's going to be at the tryout is going to be at the Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. It's in August 22nd to the 24th. It'll include drills and performance testing. Alex Hugo will evaluate the players and make cuts. And then on August 25th, the Nationals Park will host live gameplay where final cuts will be made to determine the 150 players eligible for the draft, which will happen in the fall.
More power to him. But I'm going to ask, this is an honest question from a guy who has only been on the peripheries of the hard or softball and bat sports. Is softball fun?
Like slow pitch softball?
Or fast pitch? Is softball fun?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah. It's not as fun as baseball.
So baseball's just more fun, for having played both.
I think softball is fun for people who aren't that good at baseball.
Okay, so
it's a lot harder. I mean, I can't.
I'm trying to find out.
First of all, I can't speak for like fast pitch softball. I do believe is a very difficult game.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
but
taking
like
away from it.
Beer league softball is for guys who couldn't hit a baseball.
Exactly. Okay, but if you were great at women's softball, and there are professional women's softball leagues out there, I know there are somewhere.
Yeah, there are.
Why would I leave that to go play baseball unless baseball was more fun? And if you're telling me it is, then I want them to have access to it. But I'm trying to figure out, seems like softball's pretty hard. You've already got a pro sport. We certainly, I don't know what the viewership was for the most recent College World Series, but it was pretty good. I know I paid attention to it. So if you want to play another sport, it better be because it's just more fun for you.
It says here, now Hugo, who played softball at University of Georgia and University of Kansas, said now there's going to be opportunities for women in both sports.
Good.
Softball has their routes. We're creating a route for us. There's been so many females who have wanted this for a long time and dreamed of it, so now we're getting there.
But there's never going to be women's college baseball. That is never going to happen.
No.
Don't expect it to happen. There's not going to be a formation. So you're going to have some ranked rookies playing a sport that they did not grow up playing. So that's what I'm getting at. I don't understand. I appreciate the choice, and I want you to be able to play whatever you want, but you never played this before. Then you want us to pay money to see you do it?
I'll tell you this. I think you're going to see quite a few foreigners in this league.
Probably.
Because I don't think softball is as popular in like Japan or
Do you
Latin
think
America.
Are they playing baseball down there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I mean, no different
in
than MLB.
in the Latin countries, I'm sure. Like in the Dominican, I'm sure there's girls' baseball leagues. I would imagine.
Well, then, I mean, it'd be no different than the current major league.
Yeah.
So it'll be 60% international. Why not?
Yeah. So we'll see how this works out. I think everybody's trying to pull the WNBA thing. You need a star.
But the thing is, we already have it. It's women's softball, and it's fairly popular.
Is it?
I mean, as popular as seriously. I mean,
who's the most famous women's softball player?
Right up the street.
Name a team.
Who?
Kat Osterman.
I think she retired like 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So that tells you how popular it is. Like, who's the most famous active soccer or softball player?
Jenny Carnes. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you said it's popular.
Well, I'm
it's
just
not.
saying, I
mean,
watched some of the women's softball. I know the girl from Tech made $1 million last year throwing underhanded, so there's something to it.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any clamoring for like.
But imagine this, and then you go, why don't you go play a sport you've never played?
What I'm trying to think of is like from the viewer standpoint, who's like going to buy tickets to go watch this game?
When softball's pretty good.
Unless they have a team called the Peaches.
Not even that, but like.
Well, you'd have to wear maybe it's a uniform thing.
No, Tom Hanks has to own a team.
Like we often talk about there are high school men's basketball teams that would beat a WNBA team. Like, I guarantee you my son's high school baseball team would beat whatever team of women's baseball players they would put together, just because they're like the hours of baseball that has been played by kids, like, you know.
Yeah, I'm not, but that argument.
And then just the physicality of it. Like,
but yeah, I agree. But we've had this argument over baseball and hockey or basketball and hockey. You just have to appreciate the competition amongst equals and not what another gender.
But what I'm saying, who's like looking to go pay money to go watch somebody throw 70-mile-an-hour fastball?
Yeah, especially if you can play softball really, really well, really entertaining. The pitching in softball's fun to watch, man. They're devastating. They're intimidating. But baseball, yeah, we're suddenly going to a JV speed.
Yeah, well, and also, are they going to? What size field are they going to play
All
on?
of that. I have a lot of questions, but more power to you.
Hey,
I would think the MLB would just be all in on softball. I don't know why they wouldn't just go.
Because it's not their game.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of stuff. We already have the infrastructure. We already have softball fields all over the world. We don't. I mean, what are we going to build? Small baseball stadiums? 200-foot walls? I mean, what?
They're going to put up like a net in the back.
I mean,
well,
seriously.
the fact that the tryouts are happening at a youth facility.
So, and you go, okay, so what's the end game here? Like, if let's say we get wildly popular, where are we going to play? We have to build all new stadiums for this?
I mean, they're not going to build new stadiums.
I'm just saying, let's say everything in our dreams come true, and women's baseball becomes moderately popular. And then we have to start selling franchises, but every new franchise has to either play on some, it'd have to be smaller than a high school stadium, right?
I would guess so.
Because high school is baseball.
Yeah. So, and I just looked it up because I wasn't sure. The infield dimensions, so like the distance between the bases and the pitching mound, are going to be the exact same as the men's.
Well, I'd like to see third baseman. I want to see the third baseman in this league.
So 90 feet base pass, 60-foot, 6-inch
maybe that's
mound.
The separator. You're bigger and better than softball. You got more skill.
But it says outfield fence distances will be shorter than in men's baseball. This is not a standardized rule, and obviously it's going to change field to field. But yeah, I imagine it's going to look like smaller high school fields is what we're talking about here, which is okay.
Hey, if you're a girl dad, you got one more option.
Yeah, you know, and
remember that girl that pitched at the College World Series? She had some junk.
Yeah,
the Little League World Series.
Little League World Series. That was a long time ago, though.
Still, she had some junk.
Also, those kids are 12 years old.
I'm just saying. That's only like 4 years away from the NBA pro.
But at 12 years old, everybody throws 70 miles an hour.
Saying
like
that the girls have already been playing in some of the Little League, and they were forced to end it and go play softball. So maybe there's more playing it than I thought.
What I'm saying is, once she turns 15, she's probably not going to be hitting
her?
90.
She was on the juice, man.
You think so?
She's juiced up. She's now 6'7".
Get her out of here.
She's now 6'7".
She's now actually Aaron Judge.
Mm-hmm. Little did we know.
She transitioned and is now Aaron Judged. Unbelievable transformation. No one complains about it, though, because she was once a female and playing a man's game. Now
she was dominating, though.
If Aaron Judge were to try to transition and play in this women's league, there might be people pissed off.
I hear there's a lot of that.
Yeah. Over under transgender athletes at the tryouts. Former men who are wanting to relive their high school glory days on the baseball diamond.
What was that character from Dodgeball? The East German woman.
Forget her name. I know what you're talking
I
about.
imagine there'll be 2 or 3 of those.
Oh, yeah.
Some X, Y. I'm not sure which or both chromosomes you got.
I want to know what the rules are going to be. Are they going to let? Is this going to be a all?
I would imagine that
gender-friendly team.
I think they will probably. I would, if it was me, and you're asking me that question, for me to remain politically correct, I would go. We were gonna follow the Olympic protocols on this.
Okay. We're going to go with
that is.
chromosome rules.
Whatever the Olympics are doing, so I don't have to worry about it. We're going to do what they're doing.
Yeah. I want to see your list of chromosomes. I don't care if you what you
have to
identify
drop your
as.
pants. We'll just take a swab. We'll figure it out. I don't want to have to start digging around down there to figure out what's going on.
Give you can you give us a sample? And
I hear tell there's all kinds of stuff happening down there. I don't want to know. We'll just swab you. We'll send you a letter. I don't need a verbal or a visual check.
If they say they want a sample and then they come out with a little cup, you probably have an idea.
If they made it into the cup, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, we don't think you're going to work for us here.
So I'm just saying that we don't have to know, but we'll know.
Oh, I cannot. Now, what I want to know is what are the teams going to be called?
They run out of names.
Well, I hope they're not like you said. The peaches. I hope it's not like
the plums.
They will not want it to be like these.
I don't know what you do here.
They're gonna want to have like regular names. Like they're not gonna want to sound like
you look at the women's soccer and it's like the Timbers.
Right. They don't want to be the Rubies or whatever. Like they want to be. They want to be the Fire.
My favorite is always like the Lady Somethings.
That's what I would call them.
The Lady Hellcats?
Yeah.
The Lady Cowboys.
It's the New York Lady Yankees.
The Lady Knicks.
Here they come, your Texas Lady Rangers.
The Lady Rangers.
Now, that might be confusing with the regular Rangers, actually.
They'll be out on the field as soon as they get you all a beer.
That's right. They're going to have to wear skirts.
Hey, honey. Hey, darling, will you get me a beer before you pitch? Thank you, darling.
I can't slide in this. My dong might fall out. Oh!
Don't forget to tuck.
Halfway there, baby. Morning Huddle 94.1.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on select one-coat coverage interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location while supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for more details.
Take a swing at picking baseball this season on Underdog. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Underdog is a leading place to make all your sports picks. Millions of fans have won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? It is easy and fun to do. I love playing the Pick'em game on Underdog. All you have to do is download the Underdog app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. And you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use my promo code STAR when you sign up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
George gets justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we don't just represent crash victims, we fight for them. When an accident impacts your life, my team and I are committed to obtaining the justice you deserve. We approach every case with dedication because each one is personal to us. Our promise, no payment unless we win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got a stalled 18-wheeler on I-10 eastbound at FM 1518. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane, right lane blocked, so it's causing about a 15-minute delay as you slow from 1604. Got a stall at 281 northbound Tacoma off to the shoulder. And on Blanco Road, right at 1604 on the frontage road, we've got some malfunctioning traffic lights. They are flashing red in all directions, so treat that as a four-way stop. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the league has made a change to the coaching records of both Mitch Johnson and Greg Popovich. Johnson will be credited with the 77 games that he has coached for Pop in the last years, and Pop will have a decrease of 32, making his all-time record wins now at 1,390. In the MLB, the starters have been announced for the All-Star game. There are no Rangers or Astros named as positional starters. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1. You know, we talked about coaching today for quite some time. We were talking about Greg Popovich and the all-time hierarchy. We didn't even mention yesterday that the New York Knicks hire Mike Brown as their head coach.
Two-time NBA Coach of the Year, Mike Brown.
Yet somehow this doesn't move the needle for me.
Well, you know, they kind of Brown has a history of he's kind of hard on his players, so he's got some Tibbs in him, so they feel like they get a little of that. I think they ran out of options, man. I don't think that was by far their third choice.
Now, he was here at some point, right?
He was assisting in our early titles, yeah.
Okay. He has been seems to be, you were talking about Larry Brown, sort of a guy who is built for about 2 years, with the exception of his first run in Cleveland.
Which I think, did he get Coach of the Year there too?
I believe so. Yeah, that was he got one tailing LeBron, and the other one, even the impressive one, he's got a Coach of the Year with the Sacramento Kings
just 2 years ago.
Yeah. So, and then was fired, right after that, but was only in LA for like a year. Was only in Cleveland the second time for about a year, and then he went and sat with Steve Kerr for a little while. And I say a little while, like I think it's like the longest he's had a job in his NBA career. He said it was like 7 years. Goes to Sacramento, like you said, gets Coach of the Year, then gets fired. This is it's
a retread of the highest order.
Yes, but also, man, the guy's he's won 60% of the games he's coached in the NBA.
Then why is he always available? At some point, that's what drives me crazy more about the NBA than any other profession, is owners just fall back on the known. I mean, what?
No,
you're
right.
telling me of all the possibilities, and I know you got into this game late, and a lot of guys that you would have liked to have talked to were gone and locked up because of when you decided to fire your coach. But of all. When you see the success of Oklahoma City and you see the success of these young coaches jumping in, why you continue to dive back into the tried and true old coach who knows the league and knows the players and knows the refs and will fall in. And I guess there's some safety in knowing what you're going to get. But
I think that's part of it.
This league is changing, man. This league is not the league that it was even when Mike Brown won when he won his first coach of the year in 2007. This is a completely different group. The game itself is very different. Not that I'm saying you can't adapt, but given the tenor of the times, it just seems to me looking for the younger, more in-tune coach to me seems to be the easier way, or the better way.
It does for me as well, especially because if you are grabbing an old coach, I want an old coach that's had a ton of playoff success. Mike Brown's not that. Like even his, I mean, first of all of his playoff success came with LeBron. Secondly, we talked about he was the first ever, I believe, unanimous coach of the year because his first year in Sacramento, he broke like almost a 20-year playoff drought for Sacramento. His first year there, they went to the play. They won their division. The first year he was there, unanimous coach of the year, knocked out of the playoffs in the first round,
and gone in a year later.
So like, it feels like if I'm going for an older coach, I want championship upside, and it doesn't feel like there is any of that here.
So I will give some slack because it's New York. And that is an awfully turbulent pool to jump into. So and maybe that might not be the best place for a first-year Mark Daigneault kind of, Taylor Jenkins kind of brand new guy. But it just feels like he's a placeholder. You just picked up the aging free agent. That certainly has a place on your team, but not for a long time. Does anybody, even those that were in the room, believe that Mike Brown will be the head coach of the New York Knicks in 4 years? Does anybody? No one thinks that.
But why not look at Mike Malone, who is another older guy, but does at least have championship upside?
I think Mike Malone is in a position to say no. I don't want this job. And I don't want to work for Dolan. I don't want to work here. I'll get a job.
And you think that's what he did?
That's my sense. I mean, it's a prime job. It's the top of the pyramid as far as if you're going to be a coach and then be an NBA coach. Coaching in the Garden for the Knicks is pretty high up there. So why would you say no? I don't want to work for my boss. I don't want to work for that guy. I don't want to work for this organization. They're terrible. They'll fire me like they fired Tibbs. I could take a team to the Eastern Conference semis and get fired, or finals and get fired. Are you kidding? I ain't working here.
This is how I know that the Knicks had to settle.
Oh, yeah.
Just looking back at this, today's July 3rd. This story is from June 3rd, 1 month ago today. Knicks coaching candidates. Here's the list of 6 names to watch plus a wild card option. Right. The Knicks' top choices to be the head coach. Number 1, Michael Malone.
Nope.
Didn't happen. Number 2, Mike Budenholzer.
Who still isn't employed, but not there.
No. Number 3, Jeff Van Gundy.
Who has I think Jeff would have loved that job. They should have interviewed him.
Number 4, Jay Wright.
Who I think politely said no.
Which I'm sure Rick Pitino did as well. Number 5, Dan Hurley.
Again.
He said no to coaching LeBron and the Lakers.
Why would I do this other than it's closer to home and I don't have to pack my washing machine with me everywhere I go.
Number 6, Johnny Bryant, who was an assistant under Tibbs until this last season, and then
he was on that list just because he's already in the room.
And then it said bonus wild card candidate Chris Paul, which it turns out he's going to play. But
of all of them, the assistant would have been, of course, hire the assistant.
Right, but then you don't get any of those guys. So what do you do? Well, who's always available? You know what I mean? It's that kind of a hire.
Well, Mike Brown's become the Dwayne Casey. The other, what's McMillan? The other coach, Nate
McMillan, yeah.
Just rotate and makes the rounds. You need a coach? I'll be here a week, a month. I don't care. I'm a lifer.
Yeah. It's like Wade Phillips is available.
Exactly.
Let's get
He's around. Okay, we'll hire him and we'll keep looking.
Yeah.
He doesn't expect to keep it, and He's happy to be here. He's done this before. He knows how to walk into a room and start to take control, but knowing full well he won't be able to keep it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It feels like we settled type of situation. Like we couldn't get the guy we wanted. We didn't get our first, second, or third choice, so we just found a guy who was available.
And trust me, players know that.
I mean, you have to.
You know. You walk in like, Coach, I know you're on much thinner ice than me.
So do you feel like we keep saying the East is wide open.
Well, I think they're still a contender. There's certainly talent there. And we know that Mike can coach. He just hadn't been able to transition into the playoff success. I'm not taking away from his abilities. But I feel like when opportunities like this arise, when you fired a coach of merit, of status for reasons that I can't quite figure out, and you go bring in a guy that is essentially a lesser version of the guy you fired, I don't understand where you're going. That's my problem. It's not so much Mike Brown. It's a problem that he is no different from here comes the old boss. He's the same as the new boss.
Yep.
You know, it's just it's endemic with New York. And if I was a coach of any kind of status, I'd never say yes to that.
No. But congratulations, Knicks. You got
everything. You got it all.
You got Norv Turner. That's what you got.
Pretty much.
You got the Norv Turner of the NBA. Good luck with that. Again, I think this is a mess organization. I think they stink.
I'd have hired Dawn Staley. I'd thrown the bank at her.
Sounds like she said no.
That's why I'd have kept raising my offer.
I mean, I can't imagine they're paying.
He's
Mike
fair
Brown's
middling.
sitting around not doing anything. What can he command?
I bet $2-3 million.
Yeah, I mean that's less than they were paying Tibbs.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't walk in the Knicks door without a 4-year, maybe 5-year deal. You're not going. I'm not walking into this snake pit without a golden parachute already in place.
What a disaster! I mean, anytime you fire your coach, and quite frankly, I feel the same thing. The Dallas Cowboys just did this. You fire your coach, and you end up with a lesser than version of the coach you had. That's bad, and I think the Cowboys did it. I think they panicked, and they ended up. Oh, what do we do? What do we do? That feels kind of like what the Knicks did.
No doubt, a very successful team that couldn't close the door, and you went lesser.
I think if they could turn back time, they wouldn't fire Tibbs.
Well, I do get the sense that the players were sick of him. But if you knew you were going to fire him, you should have had a guy in place. You shouldn't have, there should have never been a coaching search. You don't fire Tibbs until you got the guy. You just handled this poorly. I get that you had to fire your coach. Your players hated him, and there were some reasons behind it. But if you're going to fire him, you should have had the coach announced the next day.
Yeah.
You know, there shouldn't have been.
There should have been a guy. If you were firing him, you should have already had a plan.
Yeah, you should have had the plan and the dude in place. This fire him, and we don't know what's coming next. That's the crazy part of this. There was some reason, not big and probably not enough to fire him, but there was enough to where you go, we're going to have to let you go for this, but we've already got that. It's not, we're going to fire you and hope that we're the Knicks and get to coach in the Garden.
Yeah, just cross our fingers.
That, Chris Paul might want to just retire and coach for us because we're the Knicks.
Yeah, that typically does not work out well. All right, I got to tell you about my friends over at Carbach. If you are an IPA guy and you haven't tried Hopadillo, what are you waiting on, man? Hopadillo, fantastic IPA. It's their flagship IPA. Right now, you can get the Hopadillo Imperial, which is a double version of that beer, 9.9% ABV. Fantastic beer, punch in the face too. That beer. And if you're not an IPA guy, no big deal. The Love Street, that's their best seller. That's their Cole style blonde, very easy drinker. Crawford Bock, Ziegenbach. They've got the Ranch Water lineup. If you're not a beer guy or you're not a beer gal, you want to still get something by the pool. Ranch Water comes in 4 flavors. They're all delicious. And guys, it is all over San Antonio. Carbach has made their stamp on our fair city and gotten their beer into stores, to obviously the stores, but to bars and restaurants as well all over town. So go to the grocery store, go to the liquor store, you're going to find it. But when you're out and about at these restaurants, these bars, it's going to be there as well. Chances are pretty good you're going to be able to find some Carbach. So when you're out and about, go ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
John Clay, you're on the air.
How are you?
I'm good.
Now listen, we don't have time today. I am in New York. I presented an idea last week to wear John Clay Wolf shirts on the air. Yes or no?
Yes. What did he say?
No idea. The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats, due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Strange love. Oh, excuse me. Are we live? The Depeche Mode Experience with special guest Electric Duke, a tribute to Bowie, July 11th at the Aztec Theater. I got a pair of tickets. If you're a big Depeche Mode type, not you, Rob. You can't win. You're not eligible. But caller number one, you want to go see Strange Love, the Depeche Mode Experience, along with Electric Duke, a tribute to Bowie.
Ziggy played guitar.
That's right. Caller number one, you will go. And if you don't win, you can buy them at livenation.com. Hey, I got the list of the 5 coaches in the NFL with the hottest seats coming into...
The hottest what?
Hottest seats coming into the season.
Oh, hottest seats.
Yeah, most likely...
So they got a good ass?
Yes. The J-Los of the NFL.
The Dunkadunks, as we like.
That's right. Number 5... This one may surprise you. Sean McDermott of the Buffalo Bills. Now,
does it surprise you?
No, because I think the Bills are they're getting to that point where it's like the Marvin Lewis thing.
Well, let me ask you the question. When you put him on that list, so the inverse of that is, what is he going to have to do or not do to get fired? Is it not making the playoffs? Is it making the playoffs and going out in the first round? Is it losing in the championship game? I mean, what do you think the line is for him?
Quite frankly, I think if the fact that he's on this list means he's got to get to a Super Bowl.
So that's it. And would you fire him if he went and lost?
In the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No.
I kind of feel like no matter what happens, he's earned another year, man.
I mean, listen, they've been to 2 AFC championships under McDermott. To me, if they got to a third one, I wouldn't fire him. At some point, like I understand it. Like I understand wanting to beat the Chiefs. Trust me, I want the Bills to beat the Chiefs too. It's real easy to say that. It's not real easy to do. And unless there's somebody out there who is going to be better, careful what you do.
I completely agree. Although I do get it. I do get it for Bills fan that maybe it's just the message isn't bad. It's just not getting through anymore, and we got to get another dude to deliver the message. I get that, but as a Cowboy fan, when you get a good coach, hold on to him like grim death.
Yeah.
Don't ever let that stuff go until the message is stale.
Number 4. Well, it says a prediction, not fired.
No,
they think he won't be fired.
I can't imagine a scenario that he gets fired.
Number 4, Shane Steichen of the Colts. Going into year 3, 17 wins, 17 losses. They have finished second place in the AFC South both of those years. They missed the playoffs both of those years because the AFC South is a dreadful cesspool of god-awful football.
So we just talked about it with the Tibbs. So you fire Steichen and you bring in whom to improve your lot? So I don't think Steichen's any prize. He hasn't done anything to separate to me. And maybe just being 500 is the prize, considering the quarterback situation that he's dealt with and all the other stuff. So maybe, by example, he's done a hell of a job. We just can't tell. The fact that they're 500 under him, I wouldn't have thought so.
To me, it's hard to fire a guy if he doesn't win, because you're asking him to win with Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones.
And maybe it's a testament that this dude's 500 with Anthony Richardson and
Joe Flacco.
Flacco, and name another Colt other than Jonathan Taylor. I mean, can you?
I mean, no.
Not the average Joe can't. So I don't really want to hold it against him, though, if he was released.
Their best player is an offensive guard.
Yeah, so, if he was let go, I might feel bad, but I feel like they bring in a guy who look just like him, so why not just keep the guy you got?
Number 3, Zach Taylor of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Dunzo, man. I'm telling you, his seat is on fire.
Because, they're a worse version of the Bills because, not only are they not able to get over, not past Kansas City, they also occasionally just flat out miss the playoffs. You can't do that.
And there's so much to this. Now, if he's played a role, any role, in the way that his general manager has distributed the wealth, if he's had any say in, we ain't paying no defensive player anything, if he's involved in this, he deserves to get fired. When they lose 48-40, that's because of the manpower decisions.
The problem is, Zach Taylor, who is an offensive guy, and he's in charge of this offense, and it's the best offense in the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you lose 48-40, and as the head coach, he said, buy me another wide receiver, buy me another this, and you didn't pay Henderson, you didn't go defense for just a little bit, dude, it's on you.
Now, the question is it the coach saying buy me another receiver?
That's what my question
Or is it Joe Burrow, and no one can tell Joe Burrow no?
Sometimes that's what a coach's job is, to say no. Sometimes it is, and if you didn't do it, that's just as wrong as saying right or yes to the wrong thing.
They are 46-52-1. In 7 years or in 6 years under Zach Taylor.
I think
they own a 2-6 record in their first 4 games of the season in the last 2 years combined.
I think if he was fired, he'd get a job the next day. I don't think he's a bad football coach, but I can tell you that this little run, this iteration of the Cincinnati Bengals has been a letdown. Let's be honest about it. Now, there's a lot of reasons, and there's some excuses, but there's some reasons, too, why it hadn't happened. But I would get it without any doubt, any question, because this team needs to focus and be better. You're not going to have Joe Burrow for long.
Well, right now, it feels like you're probably going to have a worse defense than you did a year ago.
Yes, and if you played a role in that.
Your best player is unhappy. Your best defensive player is unhappy. Your rookie first rounder still isn't signed, and this number is fascinating to me. Even though, no matter how good the offense is, last year the Bengals lost 6 games despite scoring at least 25 points in those games.
That's on you, brother.
They lost 2 games with scoring 38 points.
So, and you still don't want to pay your top defensive guy or your number one draft pick, your defense. So if like, again, I'll go back to it. If I'm an owner and I look down, did you have any role in this? Did you tell your GM to pay your wide receiver before the defensive? Because if you did, you're culpable and you're fired.
Yeah. Well, the prediction is fired.
I think he's not going to make it. I agree. And
You're fired.
I think he is an offensive whiz kid.
Yeah.
I'd hire him the next day.
Number 2, and another guy I actually kind of like, but I do think that this season is going to get him fired, is Mike McDaniel with the Dolphins. In 3 years with Miami, they are 28-23. But every year it looks like they're getting a little bit worse. They finished under 500 this last year. Now you've got the Tyreek Hill drama. You see New England is getting better. The Jets hired a new coach. Maybe, I don't know.
It's all of that, but I think at the end of the day, he's not Shanahan. And Shanahan has managed to do what he does with 3 different franchises because he's willing to adapt. This McDaniel offense, it's not going to work.
The league adjusted to it, and he has not changed.
And he hasn't changed. This offense it seems silly now. When
Well,
you
and
look at it,
also-
you're like, okay, if everybody's really, really fast and stays healthy and you do this, you got a fighting chance unless it's under 32 degrees.
Also-
It's just not it doesn't pay off.
Also, in hindsight, I don't know, paying Tua like he's one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the world.
There's
was
a lot to this.
Maybe a bit of a misstep.
But I will say nobody feels more a part and parcel to a franchise than McDaniel does to Miami. I mean, that franchise is built in his image. So when they fire him,
he is remember when he got there, he was like this nerdy looking dude, and now he dresses like a drug lord.
yeah, he looks like he's living on this. Seriously,
He looks like he's a cocaine dealer coming off his yacht with his sunglasses,
with his joggers pulled up to his knees,
shirt
and his
unbuttoned down to right here,
Gucci tennies, and dude,
it's crazy. That dude's living Miami.
He's Razor Ramon now, and you're trying to. I think he's become so much of this franchise that he might not be fireable. Yep, he's a Dolphin.
Number 1 on the list. Oh, I feel bad for this guy. Brian Daboll of the New York Giants. Guy who got a job for the work that he did developing Josh Allen and helped turn Josh Allen into what he is. And I really believe Brian Daboll had a lot to do with that as his OC. Mm-hmm. Turns that into the New York Giants job. And in 3 years, the Giants are 18-32-1. 3-14 last year, but they decide to give him one more chance. Now, mind you, the quarterback play has not been good in New York the last several years. That said, I don't know that it's going to be any better. Now you've got a Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart quarterback room.
He's doomed, man.
It kind of feels so.
Why wasn't Ben Johnson? Doesn't Caleb have to play well, or is it Caleb's on the hot seat?
No, Ben Johnson, they just hired him.
Know,
so
but,
the Bears always
Caleb's
do this.
on the hot seat,
the
not
Bears,
Ben.
Yeah, the Bears always do this. They'll go through it. They'll say, "Oh, if this guy can't get our quarterback there, the Bears are so bad at drafting quarterbacks and always blame the coach for not being able to coach him up." It's like, well, maybe draft a good one. That would probably help. If the Bears had drafted Jaden Daniels, do you think that we'd be worried about
I agree.
that?
I think Ben's a heck of a coach as far as offensive minded, but he's in a no-win situation.
But Daboll,
it's over. Done and done. What about Stefanski? I guess all the rubble around him, he gets a pass as well.
Yes, yeah. You talk about a quarterback room that there's no win in. What do you do?
Dude, he deserves a bonus just for being there over the last several years. You get hazard pay and a raise just because you survived this mess.
Before the Giants have a bye in week 14, which is a late bye.
That was the Lions' schedule last year.
7 of their first 12 opponents are all coming off playoff appearances last year. And the non-playoff teams include the Cowboys, 49ers, and Bears. So it's even the bad teams that they play are pretty decent.
So do you think he needs to go make friends with Johnson's son, the one that's making all the decisions on this manpower?
That probably would be a good
with
move.
him, because I don't think he makes it through the season.
I don't think so either. And I feel bad for him because I do think he's a good coach.
I don't anymore.
But I think he's a good OC. I think he's just –
I felt bad for him 2 years ago. I don't feel bad for him now.
But I'm also now starting to wonder, like, and maybe his big hope, because I think Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, we know exactly what they are. I think his best chance for survival is by about week 4 or 5, Jackson Dart can play and is actually good.
I think Dart will play before that.
Okay.
I think that and you're right. He is the only hope he has. And Dart might give you enough fun stuff to keep you alive.
If Dart shows you enough in year 1 that you can,
yes.
even in the furthest realms of your imagination, picture Dart coming into
like
a Josh Allen
exactly.
thing.
It might be enough to keep you.
You hold on to him. If not, if they go all season with Russ and they're 6-11, he's fired.
Yeah, that's why I don't think that'll happen. I think the worst case is the fear is that he has to have Dart succeed, so he's thrown in too early. And then you get another young quarterback just absolutely destroyed because a coach is trying to save his job.
Yeah, I can't imagine that he survives.
And I think it's one of those that we talked about that in the movie, the Up in the Air with Clooney. Well, part of that premise was he traveled around firing people. And when he would fire somebody, he goes, when you look back on it, this is going to be the best day of your life.
Yeah.
He's going to have one of those best day of your life speeches. We're going to fire you on week 5. And when you look back on it, this is going to be the best day of your life because we're going to set you free.
Dave Canales, is he on the hot list? Panthers?
I think he is. He's not responsible for this, is he?
I don't know.
But I'll tell you this. He's responsible for how Bryce looks no matter what.
Yeah, and also you got a very, very wealthy owner who does not want to be embarrassed.
Yeah, I think that, the problem, the good news for him is this team was so bad he doesn't have to do much to look good. But I think his future is certainly tied to his quarterback. And if he can turn that quarterback into just average, I think he keeps his job.
Just remember that Dave Tepper, he fired Frank Reich during year 1.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I think he'll never do that again.
Well,
I mean, seriously, most owners that do that live to regret it. They realize, man, I should have just kind of stuck it out because I made a bad situation even worse.
Here is, I guess we got time to get into this. I'll get into it now. Is Brian Schottenheimer on a hot seat?
No, he gets. I mean, the one thing about Jerry is he'll give you a chance.
Okay, here's why I think I could see him being on the hot seat. Usually there's guaranteed money with NFL head coaches. Schottenheimer doesn't have that. So like if he's fired after 1 year, there is no buyout.
No.
He's just fired and gone, and Jerry doesn't owe him a dime. That is, I mean,
it matters.
The contract is written in a way that would tell me this is not like this is a very much a prove it situation, and I need to see some immediate results.
I think that there is a realm where he does get fired, but it would be a catastrophic collapse. It'd have to be 0-6 with no hope of the future. It would have to be that. But I think it's possible. But I know Jerry been around. I mean, he lets guys hang themselves long before he just pulls the trigger. And if you ask him, and he said it more than once, one of his biggest regrets was firing Phillips when he did. That was he either should have fired him at the beginning of the year when he thought he was gonna, or waited till the end and never do it in the middle.
How much of that is I don't like paying guys to not coach?
Yeah,
versus...
I think there's some of that. But Jerry, that's money that he's not held accountable for. It's not like I can't pay another coach that. He's got money that kind of money's easy to throw around. It doesn't go into the ledger. It's not against any kind of cap.
I mean, I would say if the Cowboys are somehow significantly worse than they were a year ago,
it's possible.
I wouldn't be surprised if they. Well, also you got to remember, it may boil down to what coaches are available.
Well, there's
because they were kind of late in the process last year,
and it'd have to be somebody in the building, like when Phillips got fired. Garrett was already the de facto head coach anyway, at least by pay. So I don't know who else is in the building, but I'll tell you what, you're right. I mean, Dax, this is it, and if Jerry's got this love affair with Dax, and if he sees a stalled or a staled offense, I
just don't think you. I don't think you give a head coach a contract saying that there's no buyout after year 1. If you're fired after year 1, if there's not in the back of your mind you thinking this is basically a tryout.
Yeah. If you were consulting and you were Jerry's best friend and you were his conscience, you were the guy that he sounded off to, and he came to you, and the Cowboys were 0-5, and there really was no future, and he said, "I think I'm going to fire Shoddy," what would you tell him?
No, I would say ride out the season, and then as soon as the season ends, you be the first guy to call whoever the hottest coordinator is, whoever coached the best offense or the best defense. You find that, in fact, whoever coached the best offense, you find that guy and you get him here and tell him to fix Dak immediately, because the one thing that you're stuck with on this team is Dak Prescott. So you have to find whatever you can to make sure that Dak works. And if 1 year of Brian Schottenheimer doesn't seem like Dak is going to work, you can't be afraid to cut bait, because there's no penalty in doing it.
And I think Shoddy got the job specifically the way you're describing. I think the entirety of his interview was, this is how we're going to fix Dak.
And the other thing is, I think it's different to because with a young quarterback, you would be worried about stunning his growth. Dak is a grown-ass man. He should be,
this is his team.
Yeah, so you shouldn't be worried about stunting Dak's growth. It's got to be, if you can't win with Dak, we've got to find someone who can immediately.
And he was the guy hired to do it, so I can see that being the kind of conversation had. You were here with one job. I didn't care about anything else, and you didn't do it.
All right, man, look at us. Oh, we're wrapping up the third hour of the program, and then
it's almost time.
What?
Yay.
We don't have the Friday song today, do we, huh?
Because it's not.
I'll play it anyway.
Maybe we need to play it anyway.
Is there a Thursday song somewhere?
No, nobody sings songs about Thursdays.
A boy band didn't do it just to sell a bunch of
Thursday's gone with the wind.
Was that Thursday?
No, it's Tuesday.
That's what I
thought. But yeah, somebody should write a good Thursday song and make me feel better about things. All right, we'll be right back. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We're still dealing with that stalled 18-wheeler on I-10 eastbound FM 1518. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane. And on 281 northbound Tacoma, that stall now off to the shoulder. 410 southbound Highway 90, disabled vehicle, right shoulder blocked. On Blanco Road, westbound right at 1604 Frontage Road, we still have those traffic lights that are flashing red in all directions, so treat that as a four-way stop. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Crispy chicken's better in a Taco Bell taco or burrito or both. Try Taco Bell's new Crispy Chicken Taco and or burrito today at participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website at lawyerforus.com.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week. No point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
Happy birthday, America! Mr. W Fireworks has been your family-owned and operated fireworks provider since 1963.
We are proud to guarantee the lowest prices on fireworks around.
And the biggest selection, too.
That's right. Here at Mr. W Fireworks, we have the lowest prices on fireworks in the area and with the biggest selection to choose from. At Mr. W Fireworks, we have been doing this a long time.
We never charge any hidden fees, and we pass our savings down to the customer. Find our location near you at MrWFireworks.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Take a swing at picking baseball this season on Underdog. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Underdog is a leading place to make all your sports picks. Millions of fans have won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? It is easy and fun to do. I love playing the pick'em game on Underdog. All you have to do is download the Underdog app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. And you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use my promo code STAR when you sign up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. You know what song we need for tomorrow?
What?
Party in the USA.
Oh, I have it somewhere. Yeah, I'll
yeah.
pick it up. Yeah.
That's what we should have had as America-themed songs today.
I still like this one.
Oh, well, yeah. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like the week's over. That's,
When I hear this, it's over. Yeah.
There's some good Born in the USA. American Pie.
Or anything
we
by the
were
band
singing.
America.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, we got some good ones we could throw at you. I mean, because we do love America here. Let's not forget, all three of us served our fair country.
Yes, we did.
Honorably. All honorably discharged.
They told me to leave, but leave honorably.
Wait, you are honorably discharged, right, Vic?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure. I was going to call ICE on you if not.
No yellow. No
discharged, yes. Honorably, at times.
Yeah.
Honorably was part of the word.
At time.
Oh, yeah, baby. It is it's a Friday around these parts. At least for us. I hope nobody has to work on 4th of July unless you work at like a beer selling place, and then sorry, that's part of the business. I got a little bad news today. You informed me of this when I walked in. Buffalo Bills first-round pick Maxwell Hairston accused of sexual assault.
Little legal issue here.
Yeah. Occurred when he was a freshman at the University of Kentucky, when he was 17 years old.
I would lay money that Buffalo was well aware of this and doing their due diligence and decided it wasn't that big a deal.
So this happened 4 years ago. Hairston allegedly entered a woman's dorm without invitation.
Yikes.
The woman states she told Hairston multiple times that she was tired and not interested in having intercourse, but he entered the room, removed her pajama shorts, and sexually assaulted her, according to the lawsuit. The woman filed a police report, went to the hospital after the incident. The woman ultimately transferred away from Kentucky, saying the emotional and psychological harm she sustained made it impossible for her to continue her education in the same environment where the assault occurred. And the woman's attorney says this case is not just about one night. It's about sending a message that sexual assault will not be tolerated on campuses and sports or anywhere else.
But this isn't criminal. This is civil.
Yes. This accusation originally came to light in 2022. And so I'm with you. I would guess They had a Title IX hearing. No action came from the university.
And the DA didn't prosecute.
The Bills knew that this happened. And Brandon Beane said as much. He's an impeccable kid. We did a lot of research. I think all teams were aware of the Title IX thing. That was fully investigated by the school. There's everything out. He even volunteered a polygraph and had notes. Just like anything in the world, you just can't take someone's account and think that's the truth. We fully investigated that. If there was anything to it, he wouldn't have been invited to the scouting combine.
Well, I wouldn't expect him to say anything other than that. But I will say that the charges are pretty creepy.
Yeah, not a great.
I mean, that you broke into a girl's room and tore her pants off and raped her.
See, you heard it different than I did. I heard it as like he went into her room and was like trying to hook up, and she's like, "No, I'm tired," and then
took her pants off and.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not good, certainly.
No. But
again,
doesn't prosecute,
if that account is true,
and sadly, whether you like it or not, that's the standard we have to go by. Just the DA chose not to prosecute. Not enough evidence to merit a trial.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if it. I doubt that too much comes of this. Quite frankly, I know. I mean, that sounds
well. This
harsh,
won't affect
but
his play. It's a civil suit. This has nothing to do with the good guy policies of the NFL.
No. Oh, so the NFL can't say like
this is a civil suit. I mean, this isn't a criminal thing.
But I mean, Deshaun Watson got suspended.
Yeah, little bit different. There's just one.
Okay, I was just saying it was like his was a civil thing, and I feel like there is a world where they could. I don't think they will, but I do think there's a world where they could.
Well, if there was a criminal action, he'd be suspended probably already.
I would think so too.
So once they draft it, I think they're comfortable that while there might not be he might be guilty, he ain't gonna be convicted.
Okay,
because he'll never go to trial.
All right. Well, again, I am a hold judgment guy because the Bills a couple years ago drafted a punter who was looked at as like the best punting prospect in NFL history. And before he could play for the Bills, he got accused of rape. And he got cut from the team. And then it turned out that the entire allegation was false. And now he punts for the frickin' Kansas City Chiefs. So I want it all to play out before we go giving this guy to the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's be very clear. Give this guy a chance. I was reading today about the Oakland A's, the Vegas A's, and it has been over 2 years since the A's were awarded public funding for their new ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
Last month, they had a groundbreaking.
I saw it.
But there are still questions about if the stadium is ever going to be built, which is fascinating to me. Like I said, the 9-acre site, they had that at groundbreaking. It was supposed to be stadium here in 2028. And it looked like, I mean, they all got their shovels and their green hard hats and looked like it was coming. But it looks like now, I mean, it says this could be, like they're saying this could end up being a 10-part Netflix docuseries. Like if this thing unfolds the way that it looks like it could end up unfolding.
Now, there are ramifications far beyond just baseball here because the NBA is looking to build there.
Yep.
And they wouldn't move into the Thomas and Mack. They would build their own. Whoever came would build their own stadium. Yeah. If you're having this much trouble building a baseball stadium, how easy is it going to be for us to build a brand new basketball stadium, considering how difficult it is not only to secure the funding, and we all know there's enough money in Vegas to build that without a single tax dollar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's enough billionaires in a half a mile to do that. So the NBA is paying close attention to this. You telling me you're still having trouble? You broke ground. You still have the funding in place?
Well, there are questions about John Fisher, the owner of the A's. J.C. Bradbury, he's an economist who studies the financing of sports venues, says he is mystified about what's going on here. He says it's unclear what the end game of John Fisher is, whether he miscalculated, doesn't understand, doesn't care about money, or there's something I'm just totally missing in all of this. Now, remember that, and this is the same kind of thing that happened in Oakland back in 2001 or something like that. They tried to get, like, the money got put together for this thing, and they couldn't get it done. But the question is now, you've got $1 billion set aside for a park on 55 acres in a, or in a top 10 television market in San Francisco. But why would you leave that for 9 acres and in a place where no one cares about the A's at all?
Well, no one knew about hockey either.
That's true.
So I don't think that. I mean, everybody in Vegas is from someplace else.
So what we do know is that Fisher has not surpassed the $100 million he must spend on the park to unlock the $380 million in public dollars. He's reportedly spent half of that on planning and development, and the cost of construction continues to rise. So if you want to build, like, doing the Jerry Jones thing and wait until the last minute is not wise in this situation.
Well, I say other groups, entities are paying attention. San Antonio too, man. I mean, you get a sense of what it's like to try to build a stadium, funding both privately and publicly, and bickering over who's going to pay for what and when, and then things collapse. The thing about this is, if it ain't Vegas, there ain't no where would they go? There's no plan B.
So this is a 33,000 seat stadium, the smallest in Major League Baseball. 6 months ago, the announced figure for what it was going to cost to build was $1.5 billion.
Now it's doubled.
It is now $1.75 billion. So it's gone in 6 months. It's gone up $250 million because of tariffs, inflation, interest rates, and Alexander Marks, who heads up the Schools Over Stadiums, a protest group that has tried to block these subsidies. I mean, Nevada. I don't know if you're aware, Nevada horrifically low in education rankings. And they're like, hey, maybe we should throw some of this money at these schools.
We're going to hear that right here.
But it does say, he says schools in Clark County aren't being built because of construction costs. The Wynn Resorts just announced they would be putting their renovations on hold because of rising construction costs. So it's kind of odd that this is the one guy in Vegas that's figured out how to keep costs the exact same, which leads me to believe that's just not the case. So now they're saying Fisher fully admitted that the cost could rise yet again to $2 billion. It takes time to get the raw materials and labor into place for a project of this scale, and time is quickly translating into money, and the A's owner is on the hook for all the overruns.
Let's not worry about these billionaires.
You think? Okay.
He's got it. He's playing some kind of game.
Meanwhile, the A's are not selling out the minor league stadium they're playing in, and their failure to take they didn't go by Sacramento. They're just calling themselves the A's, and so nobody wants to. There's even questions now that they could end up playing next season in Salt Lake City or someplace because
I wouldn't be
Sacramento
surprised.
may not welcome them back.
I don't care.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not as much of a slam dunk as we thought it was 6 months ago is what it looks like.
If I was the A's, I'd go to Scottsdale and play on all of the stadiums. Go play all those teams on their home.
Just rotate around.
And go to when you play the Cubs, you play them at their Cubs stadium in Scottsdale, and that'd be your home game. But it'd be the Cubs' home game too. Playing there's 9 fields down there. You just rotate up and down the street.
Yeah.
It's a novel idea. I'm not saying it'd be popular.
I don't know that the players – I mean, the players are already pissed that they're playing in a minor league stadium.
Who cares? They're the A's.
That's true. Yeah, they are.
You're all replaceable. When you get to Vegas, none of y'all are going to be here anyway, so enjoy the ride.
Yeah, this is very much the major league where it's like the owner just got to get us out of here. Got to get us out of here.
When you play the A's, it's like a split squad scrimmage in Scottsdale.
Yeah,
hey, everybody gets to play today.
We're gonna send half our team to down to Scottsdale. The other half, you're gonna go ahead and head up to LA and get ready for the real series we play next week.
Or you play one in Salt Lake and one in Scottsdale.
Maybe so.
Hey, there's possibilities here.
Double gate.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm an idea guy.
Scheduling quirks for some teams. Interesting. I don't know. Either way, it's starting to see, and this is what the people are saying about John Fisher had said, whatever the case, when it comes to dealing with money and stadiums, it's very, very clear he's really bad at this.
Well, I think the evidence is what happened in Oakland over the last decade. No, he's either bad at it or is an expert at squeezing every last penny of profit out of his team. I mean, he's the reason Moneyball is even a movie or a book.
Well, yeah.
Or at least his team is.
His team is. Yeah, they didn't want to spend any money. Now he's like, I don't want to buy new shovels. What do you mean new shovels?
Just use the rusty ones.
Yeah, can't we just borrow some shovels for this photo op?
Now, I've seen the parcel. It's up there by New York, MGM Grand up there,
Yep.
right? They've got the land. It's ready to go. Let's get to work, baby.
There's the Luxor's on one corner, or Excalibur's on one corner, New York, MGM Grand. The fourth corner of that intersection is where the A's stadium
And
will
how
be.
many acres do they say that is?
9 acres.
It's big enough for a stadium. Ain't no parking.
No. And like I said, it's going to be the smallest stadium in Major League Baseball. It's not like it's going to be. Now it's supposed to be pretty. It's got to live up to.
The thing about Vegas is there'll never be an empty seat. I mean, all the tickets are going to be bought up by the casinos, and you're going to go on.
It's going to be expensive because it's got to look good on the Strip, and it's expensive to build. The ground that it's built on is. I'm trying to think. Is there another? I mean,
Hong Kong, Shanghai. I mean,
where else is real estate? Like, I mean,
the ones you'd think: New York, Paris, London, Hong
L.A.
Kong,
maybe.
Shanghai.
I don't know if Dodger Stadium's even worth what.
Not that kind of prime property. We're talking about if you look at property. What's its highest and best use? And if you built a casino on that made $8 million a day.
Yeah,
that's its highest and best use, and that's how you quantify the value of that.
It's probably New York and maybe Miami. Outside of, I bet Seattle. The property in Seattle is worth a ton.
Well, I mean, the highest in the country is New York, and then everybody chases. So yeah, Vegas, I think, is right there, price per square foot, and the closer you are to the Strip, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah. So, but it's gonna have to be a palace because Vegas doesn't want an eyesore right there on the Strip.
And it's funny. I still feel like the Raiders don't play a home game. I still feel like but I feel like the Knights do. The Knights have a home field advantage. So maybe baseball will work out, but the Raiders are forever going to play in front of half of the building with the other fans in them because it's the biggest weekend of the year for their opposing
I also
team.
think like all the people who like Vegas, there's so many transients, people who aren't from Vegas. Most people carry a football team with them.
And it ain't
I think for a lot of people, hockey, it's like, this is...
Exactly.
It's different.
I wonder if baseball will translate like that, too.
I don't know. All right. We got 1 hour left in our week. And then we're going to go home, take naps. Oh, and Rob's going to go to Rocky Mountain High.
My way, baby.
Colorado. Rob's going to go get some legal weed. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association Outlaw
Nitro Series
is back. 5 events, 4 locations.
One explosive season.
Top fuel, funny cars, promos. You are in the stands. Get your tickets now at IHRA.com. That's IHRA.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by tax relief advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147 or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and top users make $200 to $300 per month.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code STEER25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STEER25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code STEER25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We're still dealing with that stalled 18-wheeler on I-10 eastbound FM 1518. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane. And on 281 northbound Tacoma, that stall now off to the shoulder. 410 southbound Highway 90, disabled vehicle, right shoulder blocked. On Blanco Road, westbound right at 1604 Frontage Road, we still have those traffic lights that are flashing red in all directions, so treat that as a four-way stop. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the league has made a change to the coaching records of both Mitch Johnson and Greg Popovich. Johnson will be credited with the 77 games that he has coached for Pop in the last years, and Pop will have a decrease of 32, making his all-time record wins now at 1,390. In the MLB, the starters have been announced for the All-Star game. There are no Rangers or Astros named as positional starters. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
.902 on the Morning Huddle. Hey, we were talking about a potential LeBron trade. Well, I said, you know how you said you totally misread the situation?
I feel like I did.
I may have misread it as well, because the trade that I had in mind that seemed like it made the most sense was to Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah.
Per NBC Sports, the Cavs are, quote, not that interested, end quote, in trading for James should he decide to leave L.A. Wow. Now, mind you, that could be it could be a really wise play by the Cavs to lower the price, but LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance at winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jenny Buss and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. That's Rich Paul speaking. Now, if a trade request were to happen, LeBron would have some control over where he ends up because he's got a full no-trade clause in his contract. And the Cavs are a team that, like, I wasn't just me. It makes a lot of sense for many reasons. They are a title contender. They have assets that they could give away. One hypothetical package has Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen, and DeAndre Hunter going. And the salaries match up, and it would be a perfect fit. That would raise the question for Cleveland, though, if it's worth that for James. Garland, it says, would be the best Cavs player going out in the deal. He's 25 years old, a two-time All-Star. On top of that, Allen and Hunter are quality starters who helped the Cavs win 64 games last year. Allen's under contract for 3 more seasons.
I wouldn't do that.
28.
I wouldn't do this deal.
It's tough, man. Yeah, I get it. But I guess if you're Cleveland, you're already really close.
And the thing, you might make this deal, and he wakes up in 6 months and goes, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. And you've given up 3 players of real merit. And while I think Jarrett Allen is the prize of this 3, I think he's the guy that's hardest to find as far as a starting NBA big that you can expect 2 blocks a game.
They've got DeAndre Ayton now. They don't need him.
Well, I'm just saying for Cleveland, it's not about you. Not only you'd be helping LA a lot, but Garland, you've got other offense. You got other dudes that can go score. You don't got that.
I don't know. Evan Mobley is
he's really good, and that's why I like this duo. I mean, you've got a defense where you can take some risks on the edge, chase an offense, and give up a little bit of defense because that rim is protected.
It's tough because, I say it all the time. You got to have a top 5 player if you're going to win a title. The question is Donovan Mitchell capable of becoming a top 5 player in the league?
I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed. Not that he's not a great, but I just don't think he'll ever do that.
Okay. The All-NBA team, Donovan Mitchell this year, because I know Donovan Mitchell was top 5 in MVP voting this year. But the All-NBA team, he was he was first team this year, first team All-NBA.
He is Dame 5 years ago. He's Jimmy Butler 4 years ago. Man, everybody want him. I'm just not sure there's enough.
It's a risk. If you think Donovan Mitchell has a chance to become one of the 5 best players in the NBA, you're right. Now, mind you, do I think LeBron can be one of the 5 best players in the NBA at this point?
No,
probably not.
No.
So maybe the Cavs aren't title contenders anyway, but it feels like Donovan Mitchell's a lot closer than LeBron is right now. Like I said, finished in the top 5 in MVP voting this year, which on paper would say he's at least in the discussion as a top 5 player.
But you're landing in LA, you don't need a top 5 player.
I'm saying if you're the Cavs.
I think you hold on to – I just don't make this deal. I think that there's you lose too much, and you gain. You are picking up LeBron, and while he's not a top 5 player, he has the effect on the game like a top 5 player. Guys play better around him a lot of times. So it's just I think that LeBron is going to run into that more than he might expect. Where everybody's like, I'd love to have you, but the price that they're asking is more than I'm willing to pay.
I think if I were the Cavs, I would be willing to give up one of those players, not both.
And some future consideration, because I'm chasing it right now.
But if I give up both of those, I would want picks back too. Like I would want,
and the Lakers don't got that.
I would want the extra, and you're right. The Lakers don't have it, so I don't think I could get that done either for both of those players. I mean, you're giving up 3 starters off of the second best team in the NBA last year.
Yeah, that's why I misread it in that I thought that he wanted to stay with the Lakers, which is evident that I don't think he wants to, or the Lakers want to keep him. But they're not going to let him go cheap. They're not going to trade LeBron James and that 1 year left and $52 million for nothing. They're going to ask for the world, because worst case is he spends 1 more year here, and I still have LeBron James for a year.
Colby says Cleveland could go get Giannis for that price. I mean, I mean, that's a hell of a package for any player in the NBA, quite frankly.
Agreed. So if that's the case, and it's going to take that kind of haul to get LeBron, there's just not a lot of teams willing to do it. None that I can think of.
Yeah. Colby says Mitchell's on par with Tatum. Yeah, that seems about right to me. Like they're in that range. Yeah. It's after Shea, Jokic, and Luka, and Giannis. It's like you could convince me either one of those guys is next in line. Like you could convince me that 1 year Steph Curry's in that conversation. Anthony Edwards maybe working it like, I don't know, that 5th spot is flexible to me. Shea, Jokic, Luka, and Giannis are the top 4 players in the league. The 5th one, I guess, is debatable year in, year out.
Well, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, and
if you ask Tyrese Halliburton, he'll say it's him.
Yeah.
He'll say me.
Oh, yeah, he will, and he'll be wrong.
He'll be limping out of the room. Says it.
He'll be wrong. He'll be wrong. Go ahead and ask James Harden too.
He'll tell you. It's not part of the 5. Yeah,
he'll tell you. Gilbert says the Wizards could make the playoffs in the East with LeBron. They could.
That's if you were dreaming's free and easy, right? And if you're Adam Silver, you're like, you're not happy in L.A. Why don't you go to one of these sorry-ass franchises and spend a couple years and kind of bring them back above water?
LeBron says that's exactly why I have a no-trade clause.
Why don't you go play in Charlotte for a year or two, see what you can? Why don't you land in?
You ain't trading me to the Pelicans.
And go to New Orleans and save that franchise. Kind of spend some time up in northern Washington and Baltimore and help this Wizards team. If you really want to put your name on the top of the list, Michael did it.
Yeah.
Michael went to Washington. Now you got to go.
Yeah, let's see if you can put up better stats than Michael did in Washington.
Now we'll have a true comparison.
Derek says, "What about Bronny package deal? No way the Lakers would give up Bronny just to get Jared Allen.
Yeah,
I mean, no. I would say after Bronny, it's Austin Reeves on the untouchable list, and then Luka.
Everybody needs a 5'11" point guard that can't shoot.
Most untouchable Bronny, second most untouchable Austin Reeves, third Luka. That's the
same.
I think that's the order. If I were to guess. Speaking of Giannis, did you see he kind of clap back at Stephen A. Smith? I don't know if you heard last week, Stephen A. Smith was on First Take talking about if Giannis didn't win a second championship, that he would go down as a historical underachiever. Well, I guess Giannis has finally had time to hear this.
What are you talking about?
He says he showed a picture of him with all his Larry O'Brien trophy, his Finals MVP, his NBA Cup Finals MVP, his league MVPs, his Defensive Player of the Year award, All-Star Game MVP, Most Improved Player award, all those. He had them all in a room.
Just think if he tried hard, how good he could have been.
Yeah. So he just got this stack of trophies, and yeah, Giannis is an underachiever. Underachiever, my peach. And then he did the 4 crying face emojis. Yeah.
Stephen A., you're a little man. You're a little tiny man.
Now, a lot of people, though, do feel like Giannis needs to do something else, needs to win. I mean, hell, when I talk about Giannis to San Antonio, people are like, well, what's he going to – he hasn't won anything. He's won one thing, and then he's done nothing since. It is funny how we tend to be bar movers.
Oh, yeah. What have you got for me lately?
Yeah, we move the goalposts as a society more than anyone. Where everyone's perfectly fine saying, well, I mean, how could you trade Luka away? He's the best player in the world. But then when it comes to Giannis, who's significantly more accomplished than Luka at this point, people are like, what's he done? What's he done?
We watched David go through it.
Yeah.
It took Tim Duncan for you to win a title. You couldn't do it on your own? Dude.
It's very odd. And I mean, LeBron is the king of having to deal with that. Like, you can't win a title. Oh, you want a title? Big deal. Win another one.
Another one.
Yeah, no, okay.
Change time zones.
Oh, you had to do that. Okay, yeah. We are goalpost movers in general, but I have a hard time saying Giannis is an underachiever. Period. No matter what happens, the dude's
it's laughable on its premise.
A multiple-time MVP and an NBA champion.
I mean, this guy that was drafted late, a name no one could pronounce late at night, turned into a multi-MVP world champion. And he didn't, if you'd have really practiced, you could have been something, my friend.
Yeah, I think he picked up a basketball like 5 years ago. I think he's doing okay. Claymore says LeBron can't have it both ways. He opted in, took $53 million to stay with the Lakers. He could have opted out and signed a team-friendly deal. Here's the thing, Claymore. $53 million is team-friendly. He's like the 15th highest-paid guy in the league, and it's a lot easier to do a sign-and-trade of that contract for the team that would be taking him on than a team to sign him that as a free agent.
Well, keep in mind, he's under contract this year. He signed $52 million, and that was the plan. You're going to finish out here and retire. That was the idea when he signed this deal a couple years ago. This will be your last one, and we'll wave goodbye. You'll get the rocking chair and the motorcycle, and everybody will say goodbye all year long. And then you'll leave. And then he decided, nope, that's not going to be the way I go.
But I'm saying if he had opted out and someone else had paid him $52 million, it would have been more onerous to their cap than if they trade for him with that $52 million. So there it is. I mean, there is some
and that's where I
nuance
misread
to
it,
it.
Claymore. I misread it in that it helped him opt in, and he is locked into a team next year, and he knows no matter what. But what it did make it is more easy for him to move because, quite frankly, money and talent can come in his exit instead of somebody just trying to sign him for $83 million and trying to find the room on their roster.
But I think also to act like LeBron is somehow squeezing every penny is misleading because, like I said,
I think he'll get every penny he can get. I don't think he's going to leave you a bargain.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think he could have gotten more than $53 million?
Well, I think he'll. Well, no, that's just this year. I think he'll make more than that in 2 years.
But I mean, he could have made more than $53 million this year, probably on the open market.
Probably. But
and Steph Curry's going to make 60.
Oh, yeah. No, I think, no, probably. No, I think that it's imminent. But keep in mind, those guys, when you sign him, you know it's a very limited time deal.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you saw what he did this year, and one of the 10 best players in the world right now. Not one of the 5, but one of the 10 certainly, even at his advanced age and decrepit state.
Somebody is going to pull the trigger and pay the Lakers too much. That's just how I know how this book is written, because that's how the Lakers have survived low these many years. They are cajoled, they are tricked or whatever. Somebody's going to overpay for LeBron.
Yeah.
And the Lakers are going to get set up with talent and draft picks.
Yep. And Claymore says, I'm saying take less money because teams are scared of being in the third apron threshold. That's the position and like I talk about goalpost moving, that's the position we've put LeBron in, because if LeBron were to take, let's say LeBron said, I'll take the league minimum, I'm going to go play for Oklahoma City.
You're a ring chaser.
He's a ring chaser, and we'd all bash him for doing that. Like, there is no win for LeBron. It just
at this
isn't.
point, I think he's already been labeled that. I don't think it would add any.
No, it wouldn't, because there's no winning for him, like I said.
And the crazy thing is, he did give up a fair amount of control when he signed that contract. I mean, he could have just sat at home and played his deck, and he chose not to for whatever reason. So he did the Lakers a favor, but at the end, I read it. The favor was misplaced as far as what I thought was going on. I think he wants out.
All right, let me tell you guys about my good friends over at Karbach Brewing. Karbach is a Houston brewery, and when they used to be only a local brewery, and they said, you know what, we're ready to branch out. We've made enough beer, enough of this fine liquid that we're going to ship it out to other places in Texas. Where should we send it? First place on their list, San Antonio, Texas. That's right. This was the priority market for them. The first keg of beer that left Houston came right here to San Antonio, and they have had their footprint here ever since, whether it's their flagship IPA, the Hopadillo, their Cold Style Blonde Love Street. That's their best seller. Ladies love Love Street, I got to tell you. Crawford Bach, Ziegenbach. You can get the Ranch Water, and then all these fun series beers like Rhubarb, which is a limited time fruit flavor. Oh, it's so good. It's strawberry rhubarb sort of beer. Great poolside sipper you can get right now. But there's something for everybody in their lineup. And like I said, all over our city, they've made sure of it. So not just the restaurants, not just the bars, the grocery stores, liquor stores. It is all over town. So when you're out and about this weekend, you're celebrating America's birthday, do it with a Karbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, I-10, upper level westbound Culebra, disabled vehicle that's taking up the right lane. On 410 southbound at Highway 90, that stall has been moved off a main lane, now off to the shoulder. And downtown 35, upper level southbound still closed, Alamo to Laredo Street, ongoing road work, so traffic is being forced to take the lower level. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association Outlaw Nitro Series is back. 5 events, 4 locations. 1 explosive season. Funny cars, promo. You are in the stands. Get your tickets now at IHRA.com. It's IHRA.com.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August.
and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Down, hit the ground like a dog that's been beat too much till you spend half your life just covering up now. You saw there's going to be a biopic.
Should be.
Of Bruce. Like he's like, you can't decide what's good. We've got to let Bruce decide what's good.
Yeah. Well, he's a godlike figure.
Got in a little hometown jam, so they put a rifle in my hand. Sent me off to a foreign land.
Our generation's
to go
Bob
and
Dylan?
Kill the yellow man. I don't know what he means by the yellow man.
I don't know.
Our generation's Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I think he's
my generation's Bob Dylan.
I think Bruce is. He's dollar store Bob Dylan.
Oh yeah, that
Oh, there you
and
go.
That represents my generation.
Or like store brand Bob Dylan. He's like Hill Country Fair Bob Dylan. Like
Which is quite good.
It's good. It's good. It's just
Cheaper.
But he has been consistently a conscience. He's consistently kept a message.
Oh yes. Oh yes. He and John Fogerty big on the themes.
The Fogerty, that was really Vietnam.
It ain't me. Had a brother at Quezon fighting off them Viet Cong. But Bruce was born in the USA. He actually was. Happy birthday, America, tomorrow. What a great day. What a great day. All the hot dogs will be eaten. We'll get to the hot dog lines when we get to the daily lines. Who will eat the most hot dogs? We should have had a hot dog eating contest on the show today.
I don't do such things. I told you. You would be on your own.
Me versus Vic.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder who would win.
Well, who has the most kidneys?
Let's see.
I have more.
I don't think I can.
Who has the
process it
most?
all.
I have over double the kidneys that Vic has.
I don't think I could digest all of that. I've never.
We feed Vic so much food. One day he's just going to keel over, and they'll be like, "Doc, what happened? Why did he die?" Well, he was
the flour.
One day he drank Pappy. He ate a bunch of tortillas. One day he had some mead, and then he just died. It's like, damn. Whoever did that, real scumbag. That's what I'm going to say. Real scumbag.
I don't mind the mead though. That tasted good.
That was good, wasn't it? Yeah. You didn't like the Pappy though? That was no good.
Actually, the Pappy was. I was buzzing for about a couple of hours. Nice.
All right.
You know,
that's great. That one shot of whiskey, one pour of whiskey will keep you buzzing for hours.
No,
I wish I was
That's the good stuff.
It was the feeling good before you buzz.
I am so excited that my prize picks, my daily fantasy service, does in fact have
Over
hot
higher,
dog.
lower hot
Oh,
dogs?
yeah.
Damn right they do, baby.
Yeah, they bet on anything.
You're gonna be able to get some money down on this bad boy. That's what America's about, right?
Yeah.
That's what America's about.
Oh, we got James Webb in here, head to head.
Mm-hmm. James Webb, the Australian shark.
Although our man Chestnut's favored well above him. There's a guy named Bertoletti that's actually favored to eat more than.
Yeah, Bertoletti is the guy who won last year. He was 11-1 to win last year.
Chestnut has coming in hot dogs even more or less 71 1/4. Next closest that I'm seeing is Patrick Bertoletti coming in at 54 to give you about the separation. And so we're looking at we got.
I'll tell you who I'm looking at today or tomorrow. Miki Sudo.
That's the girl I interviewed. I've interviewed her.
Oh yes. Yeah. I think there's some props of her head to head versus men.
46 1/4 for her.
I'm going over. I'm
she
ate
checking her
51
history.
hot dogs last year.
We don't have any. We don't have last year's
many?
data.
51.
So I don't have. So she ate 51 last year.
She's the champion lady.
Well then.
Whoa.
I don't.
That's still a lot, man.
I'm telling you. She is the Joey Chestnut of ladies.
Do you like Chestnut at 71? That seems high.
That is pretty high, especially coming off a year off.
He doesn't compete anywhere else?
He only did it on Netflix.
Okay.
Think about this. Last year she ate 51, set the world record. In 2023, first place. 2022, first place. 2020, remember there wasn't one in 21.
Do we have numbers?
First place. Yeah. 51, 39.5, 40, 48.5, 31, 37, 41, 38.5, 38, 34.
So,
she's won every year since 2014.
I need 46 1/4. I need her to eat 47.
Dude, she set the world record last year. She's in her prime.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go more on this.
She's in her prime.
I am going to pay for my child's education on this hot dog eating.
I mean, I think you will.
This is where you take the money on these crazy props.
Come on, take the money and run.
Combination of James Webb and Jeffrey Esper, 100.7 dogs combined.
Let's go. How many?
100.7, and Esper's looked at 50 1/4.
Esper's he's declining.
He's on his way down.
The last 4 years he's gone under,
So
or he's started to go downhill. So I'm looking for I found a prop of Miki Sudo versus Esper. I'm gonna take Miki Sudo to beat a man. A man, baby. A lady beats a man at the hot dog contest. How about that? You didn't think it could happen? I say today, men and women are equal, except for Joey Chestnut. But everybody else, they are equal when it comes to eating hot dogs. This is something a woman can do as well as a man, except Joey Chestnut. No one can do that. No one else can do that. Miki Sudo, do you want to hear what other world records she holds?
I'd like to see the other interesting foods she's shoved down her throat.
Right?
She is the Foxwoods World Turkey Eating Champion.
What kind of turkey?
8.8 pounds of turkey she ate.
Straight up turkey meat.
In 10 minutes. 8.8 pounds in 10 minutes. How about this? She went to Louisville, Texas for the Western Days Festival World Tamale Eating Championship. In 12 minutes, she ate how many tamales? 12 minutes.
12 minutes, I'd say 150.
Wait.
What's your guess, Vic?
No,
I'd say about 120.
I'd say 70.
61.
Yeah.
That was good enough for first place. Let's see. Oh, the Rib Fest, Rib Mania. She ate 4.8 pounds of ribs in 8 minutes.
That's a girl you take home to mom right there.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Mom, well, check this out.
At the U.S. National Buffalo Wing Eating Contest, she ate 6.7 pounds in 12 minutes.
Hey, Mom, go boil a dozen eggs. Watch her eat these.
Yeah.
At the World Kimchi Eating Competition, she ate 17 plates of kimchi in 6 minutes. At the Hooters Wing Eating Qualifier in Vegas, she ate 192 wings in 10 minutes. What? This is a lady.
Some are born to greatness.
Now, she finished second in the in the meat pie eating contest. She only ate 21 and a half meat pies in 10 minutes.
What's her name again?
Miki Sudo. M-I-K-I Sudo. She's relatively thin.
Yeah, she is.
Usually the thin ones eat the most.
I know.
Well,
so weird.
What do you know about that, Vic?
What I know.
You would never date
always
a thin
reversal.
Yeah, I don't date those kind of women. I date the big ones.
Yeah.
We can't afford to take them out.
I know.
Well, Vic doesn't want to be surprised. Like, Vic's like,
You
if I
ain't
date
more than me.
if I
My
date a
lady.
skinny girl, she might show up and be this Mickey Pseudo and
I
eat like
know.
50 pounds of tamales.
I'll have the burger and fries, and the lady will have 117 wings, please.
Yeah. Oh, and two more dozen tamales after she's done with eating.
And don't worry, we'll be out of here in
We'll be
10
out of here in
minutes.
10 minutes, so
Imagine her at Christmas time buying tamales for her.
I'd like 117 tamales, please. No, not to go. Here.
I spent
not to go.
$2,000 at the tamale place.
On the plate.
She's gonna win, man. She's gonna. I mean, she's gonna beat a bunch of dudes. I'm playing her in these head-to-heads with the men. Easy work, I say today. Easy work, friends. Easy work for Mickey Pseudo. All right, we'll look at all the actual numbers of that during the Daily Line segment, which, if you're new to the show, that's what we do to wrap up every single day. Usually in this segment, we talk about things that have nothing to do with sports. We mess that up because obviously the hot dog eating contest is very, very, very to do with sports. Yeah. I did want to. Obviously yesterday we talked about the split verdict in the Diddy case.
Yes.
And as I was reading about it, it did bring up that we were so close to Diddy becoming an NFL owner. Like he was going to buy into the Carolina Panthers, and he was going to be like I don't know if he was going to be the majority owner, but he was like certainly going to be like one of the key owners. It came around the time that Colin Kaepernick was doing his thing, and
Tepper was trying to buy it. The guy that owned the Weather Channel that used to be the sportscaster, the black guy, Byron. He was the second, and I think was Diddy in with that group? I think Byron Allen, is that his name?
I think so.
Byron
Yeah.
Allen,
Diddy was in until they said there's a rule that you have to stand for the national anthem. And Diddy was like, I'm out. He said, I really want to go in there and be in part of the NFL and try to be a positive change. This last move, though, I don't even want to own an NFL team no more. And then eventually it sold to David Tepper. He says, it was never about me buying the Panthers. It was always about we. It was always about we need a team. And what he means by that is black America. He said, I jumped out there to make sure they understood that they have to consider some black ownership right now. With 70-80% of the league being African American, it was just time. And Robert Kraft, also known pervert, voiced his support for Diddy when they asked him.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm a big fan of his.
Sure,
I hope
yeah,
so.
go ahead. Him and Meek Mill. Is that the same guy? Does he know Meek Mill?
I've been to some of Diddy's freak-offs. You wouldn't believe how much fun it is.
Mr. Kraft spent some time on a shower table, whatever the hell that is. So,
Can you imagine if Diddy went through this while owning an NFL franchise? Like the NFL would be losing their minds right now.
And that's the vetting process to buy. That's the kind of stuff they know.
I know.
They know.
They know about your freak-offs,
everything
man.
about you. Yes,
they're going to find out about those freak-offs, baby.
Billionaires. They don't let you into that club easy. They're not going to easily hand over the billions of dollars that are going to come your way.
Yeah. Speaking of Diddy, one of his supporters outside the courtroom in Manhattan stripped down and covered herself in baby oil.
I saw this. She had a blue wig on and ripped it off. And did you see that
to
video?
Celebrate.
Good God.
She shed her vibrant blue wig and danced around in her underwear covered in oil.
Why? Why would you feel any need to celebrate this? Because I don't think anybody feels like Diddy's being persecuted.
No.
I don't feel like anybody feel like he's being railroaded.
Yeah, he did slip away.
Oh, my.
They keep coming.
So it's too easy, really.
He still is facing up to 10 years in prison.
And the judge refused to grant him any bail or bond after this. He said, this is a domestic violence case, and you admitted to it. You admitted it at the beginning of this, so he will be sentenced appropriately. He's going to jail. Now, he might get some time served, but I bet he gets 10 years.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me.
He won't get like short time for.
He'll get some.
Yeah, he'll get
probably
some time
all that
served.
time and a half in time, but he's going to be sentenced to 10 years with some time served added.
How long has he been in jail since?
Probably a year.
A year
really?
and a half.
It's been
yeah.
that long. Wow.
Now, after they read the verdict, he turned to the jury and he clapped, and then like before they let him off, he got down on his knees and like did a prayer thing. And he still might be getting 10 years. Like, he's like, oh, my God, thank goodness. It's not like forever.
We didn't say you was innocent. We just said you was not guilty. There's a big difference. Big difference.
Yeah, at a minimum, you're guilty of being weird, bro.
So, yeah, you'll see us again in a couple months. At least that judge, I don't think he's going to get off easy.
And your crank looks like a Tootsie Roll.
there's
So
that.
never forget. Whatever happens, it's out there now.
Can he share a cell with R. Kelly?
Drip, drip, drip.
Come out with a song now.
And a Michigan man. Listen, I'm a fan of true crime. I think your wife is too, right? She a big.
Yes.
Oh, I love watching this.
I think this guy might be crossing the line. This man is so obsessed with true crime that he has now been arrested and charged with repeatedly showing up to active crime scenes, posing as a first responder, so he can get a look at the crime scenes.
Whoa, this dude's into it. I've read a book or two about this. He's doing it.
He might be.
Jason, I've read a book. He's probably in it.
Jason Barnes, who's 48, pled no contest to multiple counts of impersonating a firefighter and/or emergency medical personnel. The events. Barnes allegedly showed up to a homicide in 2023. Identified himself as a first responder before offering to help the police. That event led to further investigation, and he's accused of impersonating firefighters and EMS at active crime scenes for the last several years.
Whoa. Well, I think this goes a lot deeper than fandom of true crime. This dude's crazy.
This is a weird. This is
crazy.
What my grandmother would call an odd duck.
That's an odd duck.
That's an odd duck.
Bless his heart.
My grandma would call him Malito, pobrecito. Pobre. Pobre, déjalo. Just leave him alone.
Just leave him alone. Bless his heart.
All right. Let's take our last break of the day. Last break of the week. USA. 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 US. Thank you. USA. USA.
That our flag was still there.
Oh. People going.
That's still the best. That's still the best.
Off to rehab you go.
Right, just here, go.
I'm just going to go to rehab. I don't have any excuse.
It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope you stood at attention and washed yourself clean underneath a Connecticut water softened shower this morning. If that was you, carry on about your day. You're doing things the American way. Connecticut, they're made in the United States. They're designed and built here. They got all kinds of awards to talk about their quality and all the things that go into the value of a water softener. That goes without saying. You can go to ConnecticutSA.com to get all that. What you have not heard about Connecticut is what's going on right now. The very best water softener you can get in this part of the world. The kind of water softener doesn't have a motherboard, doesn't plug in. It just works and works and works and works. It's available right now at a price that, it's basically unheard of. Now, first of all, when you call Connecticut at 656-PURE, they're going to come out and put a water softener in your home for 90 days free of charge if you're already plumbed for a water softener. So you can find out what I'm talking about. That's been going on for a long time. What hasn't been going on is the money in your old water softener that they're willing to pay. There's some parts in there that are valuable no matter what it is. They'll buy it back for me or pay you some money up to $400. With approved credit, you got 24 or 12 months, no credit at all. You got that going for you. If you'll buy right now, they've got a gift. It's a reverse osmosis drinking station that goes on your sink. Trust me, I paid for it. You're going to get it for free, and you will use it. No more water bottles in your life. Look, if you've ever been looking for a water softener, you wanted to get the very best, whether you're replacing or building new, got a well or on the system, there's nothing better than with Connecticut, and now's the time to do it. Call them at 656-PURE. Go to ConnecticutSA.com. Get yourself a Connecticut, and I know you're going to come by and thank me later.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
I don't really care what Diddy does, unless he's listening. Diddy? Don't come after me, buddy. Oil up. Not just that. I mean, this dude, he blows up cars and stuff. There's rumors that the guy's like mafia style. He's the god, Diddy.
Anything happening in free agency?
I have no idea. Do you really care? Let's talk baby oil and cars on fire.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Discover the 4th of July sale at Target. Save 20% on clothing and swimwear for women, select cookies with Target Circle, and up to 50% off Sun Squad sporting goods. Get ready for a fireworks-worthy celebration with patriotic cookies, fun sports gear, and of course, spectacular fits. The deal's end July 5th, so hurry and get 20% off apparel, select cookies with Target Circle, and 50% off Sun Squad sports gear, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Kenny Sargent with Speed Freaks, and are you still paying full price for gas? Well, stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use the limited time promo code HIGHWAY and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. Listeners are making $200 to $300 a year just from buying the gas they already needed. Don't wait. Download the free Upside app now and use the promo code HIGHWAY to redeem your 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code HIGHWAY. Look, at first, I thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally legit. Plus, you can cash out anytime. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using promo code HIGHWAY. That's promo code HIGHWAY for a limited time 25 cent per gallon bonus. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I put on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hopped on a plane and LAX with a dream and a cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. Woo! Am I gonna fit in? That's how I felt when I came here to San Antonio. Woo! And I see the Hollywood sign. Everybody seems so famous. Look at, there's Rob Thompson. Feeling kind of homesick.
Famous.
Taxi man put on the radio, and the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. So I put my hands up to playing my song. The butterflies fly away. Womp, womp, womp.
The fact that you know
Moving
not
my
the
hips
first
like, yeah.
verse, but the second. Who is this?
Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
Was she like 12 when she did this?
It's a party in the USA. This is a big hit, man.
It was a
Everybody
big
knows
hit.
this song.
But most of us just join in midway.
Like 15 years ago.
Everybody's looking at me now. Like, who's that chick that's rocking kicks? She's got to be from out of town. I know all the words, Rob. Talk about one verse. This is definitely not a Nashville party. I guess I never got the memo. Oh. My tummy is turning.
I just can't imagine. I'm sitting at a light with my window down,
And the Britney
people hear me
song was
listening to
on.
this.
And the Britney song was on. And the Britney song was on.
Bitch.
Hey, when you went to Burnt Bean, did y'all go together or you were in separate cars?
We were in separate cars.
Oh, man. Y'all should have rode 4, like 2 in front, 2 in the back with this blasting. Yeah.
There's an episode of The Office where Jim and Andy are riding in the car. And Jim goes, you got any tunes? And Andy just starts singing. He was like, no, I kind of meant the radio.
Back to my hometown tonight.
Well, I like Miley Cyrus there, AJ. I've always been a fan, but
her voice changed apparently.
She was doing helium in this song.
And I feel all right, so I put my hands up. Yeah! Happy birthday, America! Yeah. It's a party in the USA. Ah, yeah. Here we go, baby. How do we wrap up the show even on a holiday weekend? We take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yes!
All right, here we go. The Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest tomorrow, 11 o'clock Central Time. Are you ready?
From the boardwalk.
All right. Joey Chestnut is a minus 1,800 favorite.
Prohibitive.
He's going to win. There's no value in betting that. Don't do it. You can bet the non-Joey Chestnut odds. So everybody in the field that's not Joey Chestnut. Okay. Patrick Bertoletti's your favorite, minus 110. I don't think that's the move. He was 11-1 last year. He won. It was a big upset. I don't think he repeats. Jeffrey Esper, we talked about, he's plus 250 in a decline. Last 4 years, fewer hot dogs than the year before. I got two choices here. It can either be James Webb, the Australian shark, who has bested Joey Chestnut every time they've gone head-to-head in chicken wings. Every time.
This ain't no chicken wing.
Joey Chestnut said he's the best chicken wing eater I've ever seen. Best technique, bar none.
None.
But this is America, and we
No,
eat
it is
hot
hot
dogs.
No, but none have been up against Dale Gribble.
Dale Gribble.
Now, the other good and he's plus 250. I kind of like him.
All right.
I think the other option would be the field, which is there's only like on DraftKings, for instance, there's Bertoletti, Webb, Esper, Nick Wary, Max Stanford, Derek Hendrickson, and then there's field. Any participant not listed is 15-1.
I wouldn't do that.
So I think James Webb is the most likely second place, but field at 15-1 feels like pretty decent value.
Yeah, but it's such a distant. I mean, Chestnut is $40. He's worth two dudes.
That's
You know
what
I
I'm
mean?
I'm talking about in the non-chestnut odds.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the field in the chestnut odds is 65-1.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and James Webb, the Australian shark, in the non Joey Chestnut field, he's plus 250. In the Joey Chestnut field, he's 25-1.
So there you go.
So I mean, they understand what's going on now. But here's where it comes. Here's the real stuff. Is Joey Chestnut going to eat 70 or more hot dogs?
In my DFS, he's coming in the mid to high 50s to 60s in some of them that I've seen. But the others, you got to expect that he is going to be worth.
He's minus 165
I've
to
got
eat 70.
71 and a quarter is where I'm coming in at.
Okay. This is a great bet. Write this bet down. Joey Chestnut and Mickey Sudo combined total hot dogs eating.
See if I can do this.
Let's see.
I can do. Let's see. I can do Chestnut Pseudo. I can do Chestnut Bertoletti.
What's Chestnut Pseudo? How many for those two?
116.2.
Dude, I think 100. So DraftKings has 116.5. I think more is like a slam dunk. I think those two combined eat 120 something. Easy. So I just throwing it out. I've got a lot of faith in Mickey Sudo this week.
She's been practicing.
And
marshmallows.
She missed a couple years ago because she was pregnant. She was having a baby.
But that was a fat baby.
Now you see this after having the baby. Think about it. Last year she came back after having a baby and ate the most hot dogs she's ever had. Coincidence?
I think not.
No.
I think not.
There's extra space.
Women, after they have a baby, what happens to them?
When the placenta's out, there's more room.
Mm-hmm.
They store food in their boobs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a camel.
Jeffrey Esper.
I read it.
His number is 50.5 hot dogs. Give me lower. lower than 50.5 hot dogs, under 50.5 for him. He is declining. He's in a career tailspin. So give me the under on him. And there is a head-to-head matchup. Jeffrey Esper versus Mickey Sudo. And I'm going Mickey Sudo. Mickey Sudo is even money. I think she wins. I think she outperforms Jeffrey Esper. That's my favorite bet of the entire hot dog contest. Entire contest.
You only get it once a year. You got to do
right.
it right.
You got to make the most of it. In Wimbledon, the great game, the beautiful. Is it the beautiful? I don't know. It's a game that's happening in England.
I think that's footy.
Carlos Alcaraz, still your favorite, plus 110. Yannick Sinner, plus 160. Djokovic, who won in straight sets today, is 6-1. Jack Draper, 14-1. And Taylor Fritz, 20-1. On the ladies' side of things, as we mentioned, the Americans stink. They're already gone.
They're all gone.
Arina Sabalenka, plus 185. Elena Rybakina, plus 450. Iga Swiatek, plus 650. Mira Andreeva, 11-1. And Madison Keys, 11-1. So, and then in Major League Baseball today, Minnesota Twins are at the Miami Marlins. David Festa, Yuri Perez. Twins are minus 115 on the road. Brandon Walter goes for the Astros today. They look to sweep the Colorado Rockies. You're not going to be up there in time for that game.
No.
That would have been fun to go watch the, America's birthday. Go watch some baseball.
I've never been out to Canaveral. Coors Field. That wouldn't have been a bad visit, but no, I won't make it this time.
Astros minus 195. The Tigers and the Nationals. Tigers minus 150 with Dietrich Enns, made-up person. He sounds like a Nazi war criminal. Dietrich Enns pitching for the Tigers against America's, the Washington Nationals. Jake Irvin and Dietrich favored to win. They're minus 150. Clark Schmidt, also on the all-German team. They are minus 130. The Yankees are at Toronto. Chris Bassett going for the Blue Jays. Brew Crew sends Jose Quintana to the Mets. David Peterson going for the Mets. Mets are minus 165. Jose Soriano and the Angels are in Atlanta. Bryce Elder goes for the Braves. They're minus 155 favorites. Cade Horton and the Cubs, minus 145, hosting Joey Cantillo and the Cleveland Guardians. I think Joey Cantillo is, in fact,
he has mob ties.
A made-up person. That may be it. He may be under witness protection. Robbie Ray and the Giant. Now, Robbie Ray is a witness protection name. That's how they'll never find me. My name's Robbie Ray.
Sounds like a lounge singer in Charleston.
He's minus 125 with the Giants. They're in Arizona taking on Brandon Pfaadt and the Diamondbacks. Aaron Savali and the White Sox are in L.A. taking on the Dodgers. Dustin May going for the Dodgers. Dodgers minus 295. Seth Lugo and the Royals are even money in Seattle. Logan Evans goes for the Mariners. They are minus 120. And really what we do here, what we do better than anyone in America, is lady basketball. Big slate today. And the most important game, the MVG, most valuable groin. Caitlin Clark, out today against the Aces. No Caitlin against the Aces.
Well, she won the Commissioner's Cup.
They won the Commissioner's Cup without her. They won it without her.
Yes,
they didn't need her.
They can take a break. No, she played, I think.
No.
She didn't play?
No. Nope. The Aces are minus 4.5 in Indiana against the Fever. L.A. Sparks, 10.5-point dogs on the road against the Libbity Bibbity. New York minus 10.5. The Seattle Storm minus 1.5 in Atlanta, taking on the Dream. Oh, Dream Weaver. Phoenix Mercury minus 12.5 at Dallas, the Wings.
Wow.
And the Washington Mystics. The Mystics. They're in Minnesota to take on the Lynx. I would imagine the Lynx are pissed off after losing to the Fever, even without Caitlin. They are 11.5-point favorites, and they're playing one of the worst teams. I'm going to go Lynx by 1 million tonight. So there you go. There is your look at the daily lines.
I have entirely too much money riding on hot dog eating this.
Oh, let's go, baby. Let's get this hot dog money.
No one should have $50 riding on hot dog eating at any point,
baby.
At any given point.
How I manage that? I'm trying to turn two and I'm rapping dudes like. What?
Rob's gonna be in Colorado for his concert. He's gonna be buying everybody beers. He's gonna be like, Rob, what?
Chestnut did it.
He's like, hey, it's hot dog money, baby. Rob's wife infamously is like, Rob, what are you spending this money on? And he's like, don't worry, baby.
This is hot dog.
I got hot dog money.
Joey Chestnut came through in the stretch.
That's right. Mickey Pseudo.
Or
Mickey.
That could be the end of my caution, the beginning of my cautionary tale.
Oh,
it all began.
The 40 for 40 where Rob went downhill.
I thought Mickey Pseudo had it. Put way too much money. I thought the kimchi was a surefire
On
bet.
this episode of 40 for 40, Rob and Mikhail Bridges rob a bank.
It all started.
No, not Mikhail Bridges. Who's the guy? Who's the guy in Detroit?
Malik Beasley.
Malik Beasley. Rob and Malik Beasley.
Malik and I had the under.
A crime spree.
So we had to go after it.
Rob and Malik Beasley try and fix the hot dog eating contest,
It all
ruining
started.
America's greatest pastime.
Just a simple daily fantasy bet.
Now they've turned a mustard-colored belt into an orange-colored jumpsuit.
The rest is history.
Now you know the rest of the story. All right, friends, that'll do it for us. Happy birthday, America. It's a party in the USA. We'll be back on Monday.
Be safe.
We'll see you then. Everybody enjoy the holiday. Be safe. Don't blow your arm off.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra.